2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Woohoo.
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special, but there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games too, like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
A pleasant good evening, friends, live from the Brazos Valley area of Texas here in beautiful Bryan, Texas. We are live tonight. It's the regional semifinal Game 2 action here on SHN Sports. A pleasant good evening. I'm Rob Hipp alongside my good friends Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, Nathan Height here as well as also David England providing commentary. It is a win or go home situation tonight. Unfamiliar charted territory for the Georgetown Eagles last night after Santa Fe dealt a dinger in Georgetown, actually in Blinn at Blinn Junior College, but towards Georgetown, a 6-1 victory. It was a game that Georgetown really didn't want to lose. Of course, no team wants to lose game one, but Santa Fe, you got to give the kids credit. Rome Schubert on the mound did a fantastic job and took care of business. Again, a 6-1 victory last night for Santa Fe at Blinn Junior College there at Leroy Dreyer Field in Brenham. Santa Fe scoring 3 runs in the third, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth that gave them that 6th run, and Georgetown committing costly errors. And this was where Georgetown excelled all season, not committing errors. They were on the end of committing errors, and Santa Fe took care of those errors and benefited from them last night. The lone run for Georgetown came in the top of the 7th inning, Ty Tilson, and bases were also loaded in that inning, though Georgetown could not really get any rally going after that. On base for Georgetown last night, they had 7 of their 9 batsmen that made it on base. David, Posey, Tilson, Dixon, Thompson, Wood, and Whittington. Georgetown started with Murphy, 2 2/3 innings that he pitched. He gave up, though, 3 runs on 4 hits. He was relieved by Braxton Pearson. Also saw other pitchers on the mound, Brooks Hancock, Wesley Krieger, Jared Pierce on the mound as well. Again, Dennis, it's a win-or-go-home night tonight. I wanted to mention before we dig in, though, Georgetown is in their brand-new old-school jerseys, the first jerseys from 1917 when the Georgetown Eagles first played. It's a cream-colored white jersey. It is so beautiful to throw back and honor Georgetown's past. And across the front of those jerseys, it says GWTN instead of GTWN. That is honoring the namesake of Georgetown, Mr. George Washington Glasscock. But what a beautiful night. We are set for a good one here in Game 2. And, Dennis, good to be back next to you, my friend.
Oh, absolutely. Rob, glad to be back with you. Glad to be back here at Bomber Stadium. Like a home game, not only your Eagles, the home team here tonight, but this is a home park. This is a park that we play well in. We're undefeated here in this park. Great facility, great facilities management. Love being here. Our ball club loves being here. But you're absolutely right. This is a must-win, no question about it. But you know, as I watched, you and I are always here early, as our whole crew is. Georgetown taking this business as usual. This is a ball game. You get out, you win this ball game, just like we plan to do, and be back tomorrow afternoon at noon. And that's all the kids are looking at. They're looking at one ball game right here, not looking ahead. Take this ball game, get it done. We're going to face a big right-hander again, similar to Schubert. I've been watching him warm up down the first baseline. Big right-hander, throws hard, but Eagles have faced that before. Having seen Schubert last night, to be honest with you, Rob, I think he caught us a little off guard. I don't think we quite knew the magnitude of that young man. He threw an outstanding ball game, kept us off balance all night long with a nice breaking pitch, and then a good, hard, solid fastball. So as we put Grant Wood on the mound tonight, your Eagles bounce back. Normally the lineup you'll see tonight is the first game lineup in most of our playoffs. It's a successful lineup. I think the kids will come out and play well.
So a little bit of switches there, as last night Childress played catcher. He will resume the role back over at center field, and A.J. Vasquez wearing number 23 tonight because of these throwback jerseys. He'll be back behind that catcher's area. We'll go over the defensive setup and all that as we continue on the broadcast. You had mentioned, though, Dalton Stevens for Santa Fe taking the mound here this evening in game number 2. He's a 1.88 ERA, 5 wins on the season. He's appeared in 10, started 8 of those games. This is another pitcher that can do great damage for Santa Fe. We go back to Schubert, though, a .86 ERA. He proved every bit of that 0 before the decimal last night.
Yes, he did. He threw an outstanding ball game. And, you know, as we've commented just a second ago, Georgetown might have gotten caught a little off guard with the magnitude of what that young man brought last night. But now we've seen it. We're going to see Stevens, who's very similar. I don't think he throws quite as hard. We've seen it now. We're ready for it. So Georgetown will bounce back. The top 3 in this lineup, and Jeffrey David, Watt Childress, and Cole Posey. If they can get something going here, Rob, Eagles are going to bounce back and get this thing turned around.
Galen, you've seen a lot of Georgetown Eagle baseball, just like Dennis Allman over the years. Your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, it's definitely a must for Georgetown. I think playing at home in what is basically a home field situation for Georgetown will help. But the ballpark is a little bit different tonight. they put up signage for the Bombers season, which starts here within a week or so.
Well, for Georgetown tonight, they're looking to take care of business and try to force that all-important winner-go-home Game 3. Tonight, though, just speaking honestly, it is winner-go-home for the Eagles. They have got to win tonight. Santa Fe is going to put up a good fight, but as we talked about, Georgetown's going to come out tonight. We know that they're going to play strong. We can see, I believe, Principal Vanacek here in the crowd as well. A lot of Georgetown fans making their way out here on this broadcast. And again, want to welcome everybody in and thank you for joining us here this evening on SHN Sports. Beautiful night for baseball. As we talk about the park here at Bomber Stadium, Dennis, that flag, the beautiful United States flag at half-mast. Of course, Monday, Memorial Day. We have so much to be thankful for here in this great and wonderful country, my friend.
Absolutely we do. And again, in this beautiful ballpark, folks, lays out almost similar to our home park at 325 down right and left, 400 straightaway center, and 365 to the alleys in left and right field. So a park that the kids are kind of used to. Just really excited, Rob, about getting this ball game underway. Right now in the background, you will hear the introductions for the Santa Fe Indians, as they are the visiting team tonight. And then, of course, you'll hear our Georgetown starting lineup placed on the field here in just a couple of moments.
Actually, I'll go ahead and go over those lineups. Georgetown tonight, the designated home team, as they were the designated away team last night, so they'll get to be the home team tonight. Leading off for Santa Fe, the shortstop will be number 1, Albert Garza, who was 0 for 3 last night, the sophomore. Batting second, the right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald. He was 0 for 4, a junior, for the Santa Fe Indians. Batting third, the junior, number 27, Grant Pfaff, 1 for 3 last night. At the 4, 5, and 6, the first baseman, number 33, the junior, Rome Schubert. Not only on the mound was he a stud, he also did work, 2 for 3 there batting for Santa Fe last night. Batting fifth, the left fielder, the senior, number 3, Bryce Montemayor. He was 0 for 3 last night. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Cameron Bennett, 0 for 3, also a junior. And then the 7, 8, and 9, the center fielder, the senior, number 7, Landon Thompson, who was 1 for 2. Batting 8th, the second baseman, junior, number 15, Gregory Adams, who was also 0 for 2. And then we don't want to forget about the pitcher tonight, who did a good job last night, batting 9th here tonight, number 34, the junior, Dalton Stevens. He was 1 for 2, but a big 1 for 2, as he had 2 runs, 2 RBIs in that game, and that really got things rolling for Santa Fe last night.
Yeah, Rob, his double in the third inning set the tone, set the early 2-0 lead. And I think you give Schubert a 2-0 lead, and he's just that much more tougher in last night's ball game. So that's what the Eagles have to come out tonight and make sure that we can get through this first couple of innings, shut their offense down, and then get our offense going, get some runs on board, get that lead for Grant Wood.
For Georgetown Eagles, they'll play in the bottom of the innings tonight as a designated home team. But we will step aside before we get to that lineup for Georgetown as we honor our country's national anthem. So we will step aside. Please join us in honoring our wonderful, beautiful United States of America through our country's national anthem. We'll be right back. Well, a beautiful playing of our country's national anthem. We'll quickly get to the Georgetown lineup, and then we'll send things over to David England, who's to our left in the Georgetown Eagle dugout for updates. But for the Georgetown Eagles tonight, leading off the senior third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. He was 1 for 3 last night. Batting second, the senior center fielder, number 13, Wyatt Childress, who was 0 for 3 last night. Batting third, the senior shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey, 1 for 3. Batting fourth, the left fielder, junior, number 10, Ty Tilson, who was 0 for 3. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, senior, number 6, Wesley Dixon, who was 1 for 3 last night. Batting sixth, the right fielder, senior, number 17, Noah Thompson, who was 0 for 2. Then the 7, 8, and 9 of the pitcher, Grant Wood, who was 0 for 2 last night. Of course, the senior. Batting eighth, the senior second baseman, number 11, Zach Whittington, who was 0 for 3. And then the catcher again tonight. Last but certainly not least, the junior, number 23, A.J. Vasquez. We'll send it down to David England. David, weather conditions and more. Thanks for being here again, my friend.
Absolutely, Rob and Dennis. Currently it's sunny here in Bryan, Texas, 88 degrees. It feels like 93 degrees with a wind southeast at 14 for our listeners. That wind is blowing from the flag in center field straight past the pitcher and right to home plate as you're looking out over this field. And the dew point is 67, humidity's at 50, so it's not as humid as it was last night, so a little bit better conditions, and that wind feels good. Just a couple of wisping clouds moving through, but it's a beautiful night for a ball game.
Appreciate you, David, and your fine work down there. Santa Fe will lead things off to bat here in this ball game. Game number 2 of the 5A regional semifinals live here at Bomber Stadium in Bryan, Texas. They'll be in their yellow jerseys and gray pants. The numbers in hunter green. The word Indians, their namesake, written across the front in hunter green, outlined in white. They do have numbers on the front tonight, so we'll be able to pick them out pretty easy. It will be leading off for Santa Fe, the shortstop, number 1, Albert Garza. Did want to mention, of course, Santa Fe under head coach Ronnie Wolf, 23 years, assistant coaches Taylor Wolf, Joey Cheatham, Andrew Whittington, and Richard Davis. For Georgetown, Adam Foster in his 7th year, 151 career wins, and they were 36-3-1. Santa Fe 23-9-2. Those records updated after that one last night. Dennis, we're set for a good one here tonight, my friend.
Absolutely, folks. Buckle in because it's going to be a good ball game here tonight. First pitch.
With the sunshine in his eyes, Grant Wood delivers the first right-handed pitch into the shade above home plate. It goes too far to the outside. The early count 1-0. Wood quickly in delivery. This one hit foul off the third base line, way up high into the sunshine and over behind Georgetown Eagle dugout. The count 1-1 even.
Rob, you point out the fact that the shade is where it is. The ball's coming out of the sun into the shade, so a little bit of a disconcerting effect for the hitters right now.
The 1-1 pitch tonight. This one hit. That is a leadoff single as it goes right over to center, drops in front of Childress. A leadoff single for Albert Garza. His series now 1 for 4.
Well, that's what he's designed to do. Struck out a couple of times last night, but you know you're not going to keep their leadoff batter. Just a sophomore, Rob. Not going to keep him down long.
Albert Garza taking care of business early. He got on base 2 times last night and already on base here for a 3rd time in this series. It'll bring up the right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald. That right-handed pitch on the way as he places bunt. Chasing it down is Jeffrey David, and David can't make the grab, and runners now on 1 and 2. An error by Jeffrey David.
That is a ball that Jeffrey David normally fields and normally makes the throw on. Just didn't get his glove down, overran the ball, and will be charged with an error. So as the Eagles start out, they got to find that calming point really quick here behind Grant Wood.
Typical plays that Georgetown normally makes without errors, and that's where they lost last night. They're going to have to clean it up early. Third in the order, the third baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff, the junior, left-handed batter. He was 1 for 3 last night. The first pitch way far out of his way on the outside. The early count 1-0. Again, base runners on 1 and 2, Dennis.
Pfaff's folks will recall Pfaff made one of the most outstanding plays at third last night on a diving play to end an inning, the Eagles' inning.
Georgetown going to try a quick pick attempt over at second, and luckily able to get over there was Whittington. That one could have been thrown away from him. The base runner is safe. Last night for Pfaff, he got on base 2 times.
Very solid defensive third baseman. As Rob just told you, on base 2 times last night, so handles the bat from the left side very, very well.
1-0 count, Grant Wood with the sunshine on his left cheek. The right-handed delivery to the outside, a 2-0 count. Grant Wood having a hard time finding the strike zone early through the first 3 batters.
Pfaff not really bunting here, just squaring around, trying to take Grant's focus away. Doing a good job of it at 2-0 count.
The 2-0 right-handed fastball places bunt, goes foul off the third base line. David making a nice leaping, diving attempt as he ran all the way from third, trying to capture that just outside of the Eagle dugout. Wasn't able to come up with it. 2-1. You got to give him the effort. Well, as we talk about Pfaff, who is at bat right now in his 35th game, averaging .320 this season. He has been at bat 97 times, 31 hits, 14 runs on those 31 hits for the Santa Fe Indians.
With the wind blowing in, Rob, our outfield is very, very, very shallow. Try to hold up on a base hit throwback.
Another pick attempt as Wood throws a dart over to Posey this time, who moved over from short to second, the base runner safe. You pointed that out tonight. Last night we saw a hitter's park. Even though we didn't see anything go out of that park, today we've got a pitcher's park as the wind is blowing right into us.
Absolutely blowing straight into home plate right now.
2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Runners on 1 and 2 here to start things in the top of the first. A bunt placed. Wood will get down on it, throws over to first and has the out at first, but runners advance to 2 and 3. Good sacrifice there by Grant Pfaff to advance his runners, both now in scoring position.
Very nice bunt on the 2-1 pitch as Pfaff laid it down, forcing the Eagles to play only at first, no play at third. So with 2 runners in scoring position, Eagles got to bear down here and buckle down.
Brings up fourth in the order, cleaning up Rome Schubert, who was simply phenomenal last night. The pitch on the way to the right-handed batter. Curveball too far to the outside. The early count 1-0 on Schubert. It's Rome Schubert in his 35th game, averaging .278 this season. 31 hits, and he swings and misses here on a nice off-speed by Wood. Boy, you can hear the wind whipping.
You can. Steady diet maybe of curveballs here to the number 4 hitter.
Trying to get his 32nd hit of the season. That too far to the outside, though. The count 2-1 here on Rome Schubert. Again, want to welcome everybody into the broadcast. Thanks for joining us, free as always, here on SHN Sports. Thanks for joining us for this audio-only coverage. 2 balls, 1 strike. Woods delivery on the way, high upstairs to the inside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
With an empty base open at first base with runners at second and third. Not always a bad situation here. Even if he walked Schubert, that would simply load the bases still with 1 down.
3-1 the current count. Runners on 2 and 3. The delivery on the way. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Wood to get him to bite on a 3-1 count.
Excellent pitch off the arm of Grant Wood on a 3-1 pitch to throw the curveball down and away. If Schubert had stayed off of it, it would have been ball 4.
The first payoff pitch of the afternoon will come to the 4th batter. The pitch on, the hit, and that is a base hit and possibly 2 runs scored. Nope, they'll just bring in 1, but that's an RBI single, and Santa Fe gets on the board first. Last night it took them until the 3rd. Tonight they get it right off the bat here in the 1st.
Credit, if you would, Coach Foster and Brindley and Vieira, as we've got our infield shallow. Normally if you're deep and left, that is 2 runs. Tie over to get over, cut it off, and hold the runners at first and third. Still 1 down. But a little early rally here from the Indians. Not what the Eagles needed to face, but we're still early in the ballgame, folks, and just a 1-0 ballgame.
A quick chat by Vasquez over at the pitcher's mound with Wood. Runners now at 1 and 3. Over at first, it's Rome Schubert after his RBI single moments ago. McDonald in that hot corner over at third. It'll bring up the left fielder, number 3, Bryce Montemayor. Pitch on the way. Bryce chops this one to third. David gets under it, throws to second. Second over to first. Can they get the double play? Yes, they did, baby, and that's a Georgetown Eagle double play. The Eagles come out of here with only allowing 1. Great job by that Georgetown defense.
Great way to change the momentum as quickly as possible. Great turn started by Jeffrey David over to Zach Whittington and then on over to Colin. And again, Colin Jackson with the great play at first on the scoop. Great job to hold the Indians to just 1 run.
And Jeffrey David got his entire body in front of that ball. That ball was not going to get past him tonight. And it's just an outstanding effort on both young men there to get that ball on that double play.
Yeah, just really well executed. And a quick release from Zach at second in order to make that happen, because getting down the line, believe me, Montemayor is not slow. And Montemayor was getting down the line. And that's an outstanding momentum builder for the Eagles to face what they faced and to hold the Indians to just 1 run in that first inning.
Great job by Georgetown in that inning, allowing 1 run on 2 hits, 1 errors. I believe they left 1 on base. And the early 1-0 lead for the Santa Fe Indians. Galen, Georgetown struggling early, but that defense, as Dennis said, may give them a little life here in the bottom of the first.
That's it. That's called the pitcher's best friend. And
Well,
it was there.
A game like this, Galen, you know as well as I do, and Rob, this is a game of momentum. And every time you can take that momentum back, especially when you're coming to the plate and you have an opportunity to tie this thing up or take the lead, that's all Georgetown wanted. Great turn on the double play.
It was.
Well, on the mound for Santa Fe, we talked earlier, Dalton Stevens, the junior, number 34, a 1.88 ERA this season for Dalton Stevens, as he is one of their top aces as well. We saw their main ace, if you want to look at it that way, last night, really, with the way Rome Schubert has been playing. But here tonight, Dalton Stevens will try to take care of business on the defensive end. We'll set up that defense. Beasley is the catcher, Schubert over at first, Adams at second, Pfaff at third, Garza the short, and then from left to right, it's Montemayor, Thompson, and McDonald's. For the Georgetown Eagles, leading off the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David, the senior, who was 1 for 3 last night. David has got to get a leadoff hit here in his 41st game of the season. He's on base. Phenomenal this season. He's got to continue to get there.
Rob, one of the great things about baseball is the young man that started the front end of the double play leads off in the bottom half of the first inning with a chance to add on to the adrenaline he's got going right now.
First pitch on the way. It's on its way. Got him on that corner right where Schubert left off last night. He was finding those corners well. And here the first pitch, a strike, 0-1. Next one bounces away on a foul into the back of the concrete just in front of us. 1-1 count. We're high up in the press box here at Bomber Stadium.
Rob, I know we'll say it a number of times through the evening, but love these uniforms.
1-1 right-handed pitch. This one will pop up into the air over to left in the sunshine. Montemayor runs up. He'll actually hand it off over to his shortstop, Garza, and Garza makes the grab. Good communication there because really Montemayor had the better look at it. Garza had to run all the way from short near that third base bag, but he got the grab for the first out.
Rob, the way that wind's blowing in, that could have been more trouble than you can imagine. Only problem was it stayed up a little bit too long and gave Garza a chance to circle under it for the first out.
It'll bring up second in the order the center fielder, number 13, Wyatt Childress, the senior. He was 0 for 3 last night. Childress trying to get things rolling here for the Eagles. That pitch too low to the inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Wyatt Childress.
Rob, Dennis, something interesting I noticed is the third baseman for Santa Fe pulled a card out of his back pocket like a play card. It was interesting.
Childress with 14 hits this season, 21 runs. And the next pitch away from him, 2-0 count. Childress ahead early here for Georgetown as they trail 1-0 in the bottom of the first.
That defensive card's getting to be more and more common, especially in college baseball.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing as depending on how we're going to pitch Childress, especially in that hot corner down there, he'll be looking for whether or not we're pitching Childress inside, which means he's got to be really alive down there at third. So that's what he was glancing at with that card.
Previous pitch was a strike. It's 2-1 count as the timeout is called by Childress. He'll step aside. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
In some cases, David, you'll see kids actually wear it on their arm, but it's more prevalent in baseball. I like to see that, so it's not evident, but coming out of that back pocket.
But a time is called. Now Childress ready for the pitch. It's on its way. Childress chops this one over to short. Garza makes a nice grab. Throws over to first. Childress not able to beat it out. Great play by Garza over to Schubert for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for the Eagles.
Really the second really nice play that Garza's made in this series. He made one last night off of Cole Posey, who is coming up. And then again throws out a very speedy Wyatt Childress. So a nice job by, again, a sophomore at shortstop for the Santa Fe Indians.
Cole Posey, 50 runs this season, now at bat for the Georgetown Eagles. Posey, 1 for 3 last night. The first pitch, a little bit out of his reach there. Thought it was going to be called a strike, but it's a ball, 1-0 count.
Looked like it was upstairs, same similar strike zone we saw last night, ball up just a little bit.
Next delivery, again out of his reach, 2-0 the count here on Georgetown's Cole Posey.
Pitch that broke away from the plate, so it stayed off the plate for ball 2.
Posey will foul this one into the back of the net. Brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on the third pitch. Cole Posey this season on base at .565 as he is close to being the leader on the team as far as how he can get on. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball got him across for the strike, 2-2 even count.
So far Stevens mixing his pitches up very, very well. Fastball, curveball may have a little bit of a a changeup. I'm not particularly sure yet, but mixing his pitches up very, very well right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. As Stevens will left leg up, right hand delivery, breaking ball too high up. The Santa Fe fans wanted the strike. They didn't get it. 3-2 payoff pitch coming here to Copo.
Pitch broke late above the strike zone into the mid, but broke late above the strike zone.
Cole Posey last night got on base 1 time. This pitch on the way, hit foul off the third base side. The count full remains at 3-2.
Rob, Eagles need a base runner any way we can get it right now, just to break Stevens' rhythm just a little bit.
Stevens left leg up, right hand delivery to the outside, and that'll be a walk for Georgetown's Cole Posey. Good eye by the shortstop Boise State commit, and he'll stand tall in the sunshine over at first base as he gives Georgetown pitching coach Dusty Brinley a handshake.
And Ty Tilson coming up now. Ty with the double that won it against Porter in the 14th inning, so he has good power. Anything in a gap could possibly score Posey with a 2-out base hit to tie this thing up.
Ty Tilson batting 4th for Georgetown, cleaning up, trying to advance his runner into scoring position and more. In his 41st game of the season, on base at .493. At first pitch to the outside of Tilson, good eye, takes it for a ball, 1-0, 2-out count.
So far, a good strike zone from our plate umpire. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that our plate umpire, second base umpire, both come out of the District 22 5A. From the Indians come from, and first and third are our Syntex umpires.
Pick attempt over at first, base runner is safe. Although Ty Tilson was 0 for 3 last night, he was on base twice out of his 3 at-bats, so you can call it 2 for 3 on base, I guess. And he had that lone score for Georgetown in the 7th. It was all important. You know that things were rough. Georgetown wanted to avoid the shutout, and they did. And part of that thanks to those plays happening there in the 7th.
Well, you want to come into the bottom of the last inning. If you're going to give up 6 and get beat, you'd rather be 6-1 than 6-0. Eagles battle back and know that they can put runs on the board here.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Ty Tilson, the right-handed batter for Georgetown, stands staggered in the box, awaits the pitch. It's on the way. Posey will take off to second. Posey dives, and he's there in time. Cole Posey with a stolen base over to second. Plenty of time, plenty of room. A little bit of misplay out there, though, in the field, but Posey was already well on his way and would have got there in time.
Stevens looks to be a young man with a big high leg kick that the Eagles may be able to run on tonight. One of the disadvantages sometimes to being 6'3", 6'4", that big high leg kick takes a while to get the ball to the plate. Coach Adam Foster picking up on that. Eagles running in scoring position with Cole Posey at second.
Cole Posey picking up his 45th steal of the season. Tilson will pop this one up over to right. Should be routine. McDonald with the sunshine on his left cheek, left glove up, and makes the grab for the third and final out over to right field in this inning for the Georgetown Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 all-important base runner left out there. Georgetown's got to capitalize tonight.
Yeah, Rob, anything up in the air like that really doesn't have a chance the way the wind's blowing in right now. It simply holds the ball up. That fly ball just simply held up. Had Ty been able to get on top of it just a little bit more, it would have been a line drive over McDonald's head in right field. But as it is, a routine fly ball to right field to end the inning.
Well, friends, again, thanks for joining us tonight here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. These broadcasts made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, the Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, the author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair, and then coming on here for this all-important game number 2, our good friend Joe Bob Kay with Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair. We'll get to more details about each of those sponsors in between the innings. For now, back in action as we start things here in the top of the second. It'll start with the designated hitter, 6 in the order, the junior, number 10, Cameron Bennett, who was 0 for 3 last night.
Eagles trailing by a run right here, Rob. The one job that Grant Wood has to do is to hold it right here at 1-0.
Wood, left leg up, right hand fastball, chop foul off the third base line and just out of the reach of the Georgetown bullpen or dugout, I beg your pardon, the count 0-1. close to the bullpen. All the same area over there, Dennis. Next delivery on the way quickly. This one hit over to Posey at short. Posey makes the grab, throws the dart, the dagger to first to Colin Jackson, and we're one away here in the top of the second.
Very nice play again by Cole Posey, but again a throw just a little bit low. Nice routine pickup at first by Colin Jackson, who has come in to play first base in the course of this playoff series and did an outstanding job over there.
Brings up the center fielder, the senior, number 7, Landon Thompson, who was 1 for 2 last night. Woods right-handed delivery to the outside. 1 ball, no strikes on 1 out to Landon Thompson. As we go here and look at Thompson in his 33rd game, averages .253, pitch on the way, close to the inside, 2-0 count. Thompson this season, 20 runs on 21 hits. He's cooked 14 steaks, as we call them here on SHN, the RBIs, the ribeyes. He has doubled once, tripled once, and 1 home run. 2-0 Grant Wood, left leg up, right-hand pitch again to the outside. Can't find the zone on this batter, Dennis, 3-0 count.
Yeah, he's worked the outside corner, worked the inside corner, and that back again the outside corner. Just struggling a little bit to find his rhythm.
3-0, 1-out pitch. It's on its way. Got him this time in the zone, 3-1.
That's how you find your rhythm right there. You know he's taking 3-0. You just throw dead red down the middle for strike 1.
A 3-1 pitch on the way, close to the inside, and that'll be a walk for Landon Thompson. So Thompson will reach on the walk. For Georgetown, just to make sure we've got that defense set up, we haven't had a chance to get to it. Of course, Wood there is the pitcher, Vasquez the catcher, Colin Jackson over at first, Whittington at second, David at third, Posey the shortstop, and then from left to right, it's Tilson, Childress, and Thompson tonight. It'll bring up 8th in the order, the second baseman, number 15, Gregory Adams, who was 0 for 2, the junior, last night. Pitch on the way to the right-handed batter. This one he'll chop. David throws over to first for the out on that play. Good job by Jeffrey David to Colin Jackson.
The only play that he really had was that play right there to first base, but he took a quick glance over his shoulder at second, knew he didn't have it, and got the run to get it going. So good job on Jeffrey Davis' part. Back-to-back nice defensive plays.
Now we'll advance Thompson over to second. We go to last in the order, but certainly not least the pitcher, number 34, Dalton Stevens. On a 1-2, he'll hit this one foul into the back of the net just in front of us. The early count 0-1 on Stevens.
Stevens with a huge 2-run double last night in the bottom of the 3rd inning to get things started for the Indians, as he lined it into right center field, scoring 2 runs.
5 runs on 6 hits this season is Stevens, as Wood keeps an eye at second. The pitch on the way to the outside. Throw over to third, and the runner is safe in time. That pitch to the outside. Good job by Vasquez to get on that pitch, and a heads-up play as the base path was being ran by Thompson over to third. He got there in time for the stolen base.
Basically from his knees. Really a very nice throw from A.J. Just not enough on it in order to get the speedy, quick Landon Thompson, their center fielder, as he is into third.
A.J. was right there, Dennis, in that left-handed batter's box, as you said, had to kind of throw it underhand and was able to get it there, but not in time. 1-1, this one will chop over to Whittington at second. Routine play to Colin Jackson at third, and that'll do it as Albert Garza is out on the 4-3 simple ground play. But in this inning, Georgetown holding serve, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 lone ranger left out there at third base.
Nice little 6-3, 5-3, 4-3 put out across the inning. Everybody involved. That'll get some adrenaline going for your Eagles as we come up to bat now. Still trailing by a run, folks. Early in the ball game as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Wanted to step back and correct myself there. It was Dalton Stevens out on that 4-3, not back to the top of the order with Garza. That was my mistake. We're through 1.5, bottom of the 2nd coming up. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. We appreciate the generous support of Courtney Home Inspections. For all your home inspection needs, whether you're buying or selling in Central Texas, Chris Courtney has you taken care of. Visit them online at CourtneyHomeInspection.com. We also want to thank Joshua Harris with the Oak Ridge Disciple House, a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, call the Oak Ridge Disciple House online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. We also want to thank Minuteman Press of Georgetown. A good special thank you to Ty Gibson and Blake Nicholson for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. For all of your printing needs, your one-stop print shop is our good friends at Minuteman Press of Georgetown, online at mmptx.com. Galen, about to get started here in the bottom of the second. We'll see what Georgetown can do.
We need to get some hits here, get some base runners.
David, you're down there in the Georgetown Eagle dugout. How's the attitude right now early?
You know, they've had a lot of confidence, the pregame confidence and stuff, a lot of smiles, joking around and stuff like that. You don't notice anything different than their normal Georgetown Eagle baseball.
Appreciate you, David. Thanks for being down there as we get started. Georgetown, the second time at bat here now in the bottom of the second. We'll start in the 5, 6, and 7. The designated hitter, number 6, Wesley Dixon, the senior, who was 1 for 3 last night, Dennis.
And has been swinging an outstanding bat throughout the playoffs. So a good leadoff man here, a good catalyst, good speed, and swinging good bat can get something started early here. He can just find a way on.
Stevens' first right-handed delivery, swing and a miss, and boy, that one went off the top of the umpire's face mask there. Thankfully, that's why you wear them, and the count 0-1.
Yeah, I think it went off of Beasley's glove, then off the plate umpire's mask, and harmlessly back to the screen, but it sure dinged up a lot of folks on the way.
0-1 pitch. Looked like it was in the zone, but the umpire says a little too high. The count 1-1.
Both plate umpires in last night's ball game and this ball game about belt high is really not being called a strike.
1-1. Got him on the outside corner for the strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here to start things in the bottom of the second. 1-2 the count. Stevens' delivery. This one will chop over to second. Adams trying to get to it in time and not able to beat it out was Georgetown's Wesley Dixon. He'll be out. Good job by Adams. It fell in front of him. He had to run forward about 10 feet there over at second base, but was able to make the grab and throw to Schubert for the first out.
Adams back really on what you would call the outfield turf here, but did a nice job of coming to meet the ball, scooped and threw all on one motion.
Bring up the right-handed or left-handed batter, Noah Thompson. Swing and a miss for Thompson. Boy, he wanted to bite that one hard and a hard swing, but was nowhere close to his bat. 0-1. Good effort, though, by Thompson.
He said several times throughout this playoff series, Noah does not get cheated.
The next 0-1 on the outside corner. Got him for a strike as he looked at it. 0-2. Thompson was our picture model a while ago for that throwback GWTN 1917 jersey we put out on Twitter. 0-2 pitch. Thompson again, a hard swing and another miss, and he'll strike out swinging. That's the first strikeout for Stevens. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Santa Fe fans on their feet, and they're not happy with, I guess, the extracurricular after that, but that's the way it goes, and it'll bring up Grant Wood for Georgetown. I think Thompson just a little frustrated with himself on that one, as I would be as well. First pitch, a ball here to Grant Wood, 1-0 count. This is a Santa Fe team that a lot of folks may have not seen them creeping up the way they have. 1-0 pitch. Got him on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, they impressed me last night, Rob. A well-coached ball club throughout the night. Fundamentally sound, both base running, offense and defense. Fundamentally sound ball club.
Next delivery, high upstairs for a ball, 2-1. The count on Georgetown's Grant Wood, the right-handed batter. As we talk, the sun starting to set behind us to the west. A little bit of sunlight still up there on the pitcher's mound. 2-1 delivery. Chop fouls. It goes way behind home plate and well behind us. The count at 2-2.
Talking about the Indians being fundamentally sound, Georgetown has been so fundamentally sound all year. Why it was really such a shock to see a couple of plays last night that kind of got us going sideways.
2-2 even one. This one was same as the last pitch, as it'll go foul behind home plate again and well over us. The battle starts here for Georgetown's Grant Wood. A lot of folks joining us tonight on the YouTube stream. We appreciate your listenership. We're trying to paint the picture, and we want you to feel like you're right here in the park with us. 2-2 on the way to the outside, the curveball. That was a clear one from here. The Santa Fe fans, they're a little bit off to the right, Dennis, so to them, I know it looked like a strike, but it wasn't. 3-2.
I think I'm hearing the same folks as last night. They just happened to be on the left side last night. That ball clearly off the plate for ball 3.
The payoff pitch on its way to the inside, and Grant Wood a 2-out walk. Good eye by Wood as he stayed in the battle, took that last one for a ball, and now the 1-out walk, or 2-out walk.
So Jaden Tennis will come into courtesy run, number 14 for Grant Wood.
We've seen Chinnis courtesy run a lot this season, an outstanding young man for the Georgetown Eagles. Jaden Chinnis, a sophomore.
Yes, just a sophomore, called up for the playoffs.
8th in the order, the second baseman, number 11, Zach Whittington, a right-handed batter for Georgetown. The pitch on the way here, the delivery. Got him on that outside corner. Boy, that corner has been so good to Santa Fe in last night and then again tonight now with Stevens.
It's the way they pitch. It's the way they set up, as Beasley will pop outside periodically on that outside corner, and he was going to get that call.
0-1, 2 outs. Base runner on one is Wood. This one fouled into the back of the net off the end of the bat, 0-2.
Stevens going a little bit more, Rob, to what we call a slide step now, getting the ball quicker to the plate, which has changed the running for Coach Foster right now. See what happens on the 0-2. He's gone on the 0-2. Hit and run was on.
Chinnis was taken off, but he'll have to come back as that one was hit foul off the first base line. Of course, anything that gets hit, we'll see Chinnis take off regardless here in 2-out territory.
He was gone on the pitch. That was clearly hit and run. Zach did a good job to put the bat on the ball, but I believe Chinnis may have had that bag stolen anyway with his speed.
Yeah, the sophomore's got some rockets behind him. 0-2 on the way. That one too low. My goodness. Santa Fe fans not happy in that front row. They're giving that home plate umpire an earful. 1-2 count on the ball.
Well, our perspective up here, that pitch was clearly low, so the 1-2 count is.
1-2 on the way. This one to the outside. Chinnis will take off to second, diving, and he's there in time. He would have had it. Stolen base for Jaden Chinnis. The delivery and the throw there over to, I believe, did they throw that to the short or to second base?
To Garza.
To Garza over there at short. Garza lost the handle, but Chinnis was already there.
As tempting as it is to advance bases right there, I'm glad to see him not advance to third right there and stay put. I think he tried to do too much last game we were here last time.
Yeah, on that bunt situation, but I know he's learned from that, and of course the ball trickled just a little bit away, not far at all.
Chinnis in scoring position now, the courtesy runner for Grant Wood over at second base. We're here in the bottom of the second. Georgetown trails 1-0. 2 outs we are, 2-2 count to Zach Whittington. As Stevens will keep an eye over at second, the right-handed delivery on the way, tried the breaking ball, didn't come down quick enough, and it's a 3-2 count. It's another pitch that's been effective for Santa Fe in this series.
Both their starters, both Schubert and Stevens, have good fastballs and good breaking pitches.
The payoff pitch on the way. Chinnis will take off. This one hit over to right. McDonald should make the routine grab. Chinnis will come around, but it doesn't matter. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the second inning. For Georgetown in this inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave one on base. Top of the third coming up. Stay with us, friends. Eagle Baseball continues after this.
2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Welcome back to Bryan, Texas. Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, Nathan Height, and David England. Thank you for joining us for this 5A regional semifinal matchup. Game 2, winner go home for the Georgetown Eagles. They currently trail here as we start things in the top of the third. Santa Fe will be at bat, and they are with the lead 1-0 starting off back at the top of the lineup. The 1, 2, and 3, Garza, McDonald, and Pfaff. And Grant Wood's got to continue what he's been doing on the mound and not allow any runs and get this offense back out here for Georgetown, Dennis.
Not at all, Rob. The key right here is Garza. Garza led off the ball game with a base hit, came around to score the only run as he comes back up here in the top of the third inning. The key is to keep Garza off the base pass. He's a catalyst for the Indians. The key right here for Grant is to concentrate solely on Garza.
Well, you said it best. You got to keep it Garza in check here as he's 1 for 1, had the lead off, and then eventually able to come around and score on the Rome Schubert RBI single back in the first inning. Sunshine is now setting low enough to where we've got shade all along the first and third base line. The first pitch on the way to the left-handed batter is a strike. Wood got him. 0-1 count.
Good pitch on the inside corner, completely tied Garza up. Nothing he could do with that pitch at all.
The shade now also over Wood's face on the 0-1 to the outside, out of his reach. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs here to start things in the top of the third. Santa Fe again in that hunter green and yellow colors tonight, gray pants. 1-1 pitch, right hand to the inside. 2-1. Almost close to what I call a shave pitch, but just a little away from his chin on that one.
Yeah, just upstairs a little bit. Garza not tall, not big at all. We don't have sizes, but I imagine 5'6", 5'7" at best. But a good little shortstop.
Woods 2-1 pitch. A ball, 3-1. A little too low in the zone.
It must have been low because Garza looked at him like strike or not, so must have been a little bit low to Garza.
3-1 pitch to Garza. This one to the outside. It gets away from Vasquez. Didn't matter because nobody was on base, thankfully. And a leadoff walk. Well, you talk about Garza. He's on base twice tonight, the first time after a single and now on a walk. And that's not what you want if you're a Georgetown Eagle.
No, not at all, because simply as McDonald tried to do the first time up and finally ended up reaching on an error on the bunt, he'll simply lay the bunt down again.
McDonald now at bat, places the bunt. Good place in front of Vasquez, and he will be out over at first. The sacrifice, though, will advance Garza over to second.
A really, really nice sacrifice bunt, but Rob right there, credit A.J. A.J. popped out from behind the plate, took the ball on one bounce, turned, wheeled to Jackson for the out. Great play by A.J. Vasquez.
Third in the order, the third baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff, the junior. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He was out on a 1-3 for the first out back in the first inning. As Wood will keep an eye over at second. Cole Posey there to capture anything coming his way. Keeping that base runner honest is Garza in scoring position over at second. Santa Fe with the lead 1-0 here in the top of the third, 1 out. Right-handed delivery on the way. This one a base hit. The wind will carry and it drops over to left center. Trying to come in and score the run. Will Georgetown get the tag? Boy, it looks close. They got him. They got him. They got him as he came in for the score. Georgetown, what a play out there. Coming over to A.J. Vasquez. Wow.
Rob, with our outfield playing as shallow, if head coach Ron Wolf got to do it again, yeah, wide on the throw. But actually it was to the cutoff man and then the throw to the plate. So just an outstanding job. If Coach Wolf had to do it over again, he wouldn't have run on that 2 sets of arms that made that play.
Boy, the defense from Wyatt Childress out there at center, throwing that one all the way over to Vasquez. Getting that runner as he tried to come in and score. Base runner is Pfaff over at first. And the pitch here to Schubert called a ball, 1-0 count. 2 away here in the top of the third.
Great job on the part again of A.J. too to put the tag down.
Throw over to first, keeping that base runner honest.
A.J. had to take that throw about 5-6 feet up the line, up the third base line, and his concentration was outstanding. Yes, base hit for Pfaff, yes.
So that's the third hit of the afternoon for Santa Fe. 1-0 count. Woods, right-handed delivery on the way. Got him. Beautiful. Off speed there to even the count at 1-1. One of the most exciting defensive plays I've seen here in postseason play by Georgetown moments ago.
Well done. As we had talked earlier, Eagle outfield very, very shallow. Coach Wolf down at third, Ron Wolf, testing that Eagle defense, and the Eagle defense came up with the win on that one.
Chris Courtney sent us a message. Georgetown needs to get the steaks out of the freezer soon. That's right. We'll hopefully see that on the other end. Pitch here, got him in the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Eagles will turn the lineup over when we get back in. A.J. will lead it off from the 9th hole, but we'll see Stevens for the second time, and a lot of times that helps a lot.
1-2 pitch on its way. This one hit over. Should be a routine grab, maybe. And it drops right in the gap between left center. There was nothing routine about that. Luckily, though, nobody coming in to score. Thankfully for Georgetown, the runner had to stay at third.
You would really have to say right there that could have been a base running error on Pfaff's part. as he sees the play in front of him, I believe he thought it was going to be caught. Wasn't running full speed, and Wolf again not going to test that outfield. So Eagles draw a real break there to hold it runners at second, third with 2 down, Rob.
Yeah, and I shouldn't have jumped ahead of myself. At first it looked routine, but again, you got to talk about the wind pulling that one back away. That ball was headed over to left field. The wind carried it, dropped it right in between the gap of Tilson and Childress. There was nothing they could do about that one, just the way the wind immediately dropped that ball down. And luckily, like I said, for Georgetown, Santa Fe not able to come in and score the run. You've got Pfaff over at third and now Schubert after that double moments ago over at second. Still an opportunity here, though, for the defense to get out of this jam.
Rob Wyatt was straightaway center field. Pretty much the same for Ty in left field. So the distance they both had to run on a ball that was not hit that high was a difficult play. Eagles really came out fortunate that runners are still at second and third.
Bryce Montemayor now at bat, the right-hander for Santa Fe. Pitch on the way. Got him on. No. Wow. Did they get him?
That's called strike, yes.
Yeah, okay, there it is.
Our plate umpire kind of puts that strike in his chest, and it's hard to see it sometimes.
Yeah, I was waiting for it, and I didn't see that one down there. 0-1 the count here. Good pitch. Wood trying to get 2 more and get out of this one. Another one. Same pitch. Good pitch across 0-2. Nice little changeup on that ball.
This comes after a nice little chat.
Go ahead, David.
This comes after a nice little chat with Coach Brindley.
Appreciate you, David. I've had your mic turned down a little low just because the wind coming there off of it, so we'll get you when we can, partner. Thank you for that. 0-2 count on the way.
Got him.
Got him looking for the strikeout, and you got to talk about it. Wood getting his first strikeout of the afternoon, and a critical one as Georgetown able to hold here in the third. Maybe the momentum they needed here in the top of this third inning. In this inning, no runs, thankfully, if you're a Georgetown fan, on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. The Indians have left 4 on. Georgetown trying to stay alive here in game number 2 as we're through 2.5.
Rob, Eagles have to come away from that knowing just how fortunate they were as they've turned the momentum back around, but equally is disappointing for the Indians with 2 hits, a double, a single, a walk, and to come up empty-handed is a setback for them. So this is where Georgetown, in the bottom of the third, has got to get this lineup going. A.J. will lead it off to be followed by Jeffrey and by Wyatt Childress. So Eagles have got to turn this thing around right here. This is where we come alive right here, Rob.
Rob, if I might add, I noticed that Grant Wood was reaching down and grabbing that the powder and also grabbing some turf to try and I think he had some pitches early in that inning that didn't go exactly where he wanted, and then after the talk with Brindley, he got his hand dried out a little bit and was able to get those pitches right where he wanted them.
Yeah, David, that's a rosin bag back there behind him that on a day like today, both of these kids will go to that thing quite a bit just because that ball gets slippery. We saw it last night on a couple of errant throws from Georgetown on balls that just slipped out of their hands.
A.J. Vasquez will lead things off here in the bottom of the third. The first pitch too close to the inside. 1 ball, no strikes. A.J. Vasquez, a junior. He did not bat last night, so he's got an opportunity here to make some things starting to happen. 1-0, chops this one over to third. Pfaff will have the grab in the shade, throws the dagger to first, and that runner is out. Good throw by Pfaff over to Schubert at first. And we're 1 away here already in the bottom of the third.
The throw a little low and scooped up nicely by Schubert. Barely able to keep that right foot on the bag.
So the 5-3 ground out will take us to the top of the order here in the bottom of the third. First in the order, the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. That pitch too close to the inside. 1-0 early count. Jeffrey David, who is 0 for 1 this afternoon. He was 1 for 3 last night.
Pfaff deep at third. Jeffrey David looking to lay down the possible bunt for a base hit.
Delivery dropped in, the breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. Special shout out to the Rutledge crew watching online. Appreciate you guys listening online tonight. Shout out to Ray family for making the trip. Thank you. 1-1 pitch. Low and in the turf to the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hey, if you've got a shout out, feel free to text them to us. 512-522-9105. One more time, 512-522-9105. 2-1 pitch. Got him on the corner to even the count at 2-2.
Beasley sitting on an outside corner, and to be quite frank with you, Stevens just painted that outside corner.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Georgetown trails 1-0. Stevens pitch on the way. This one popped way up into the air. And the third baseman, Pfaff, may grab it, and he does just in the last little glimpse of shade there. As he reached up, there's one little final shimmer of sunlight and a little bit of shade right there above third. He was able to make that grab. 2 up, 2 down.
Jeffrey kind of dropping that back shoulder just a little bit, and it's popped up both times, both to short and to third, in almost identical same spots.
Second in the order, the center fielder, number 13, Wyatt Childress, right-handed batter for Georgetown. Pitch on the way as it was showing bunt here on 2 outs. That pitch too low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Wyatt will bunt with 2 outs with his speed, and the third baseman playing back behind the bag. Right now, Wyatt bunting to get on base.
Pitch on, he'll place the bunt, looks good, trying to beat it out. Childress on his way, Childress is there in time. You talked about it, Dennis. Allman Houdini called it as Childress able to reach first on the bunt.
Wyatt has done that several times throughout the playoffs and throughout the season. Not immune to the fact that there's 2 outs at all. An excellent bunter. That's what you have in the 2-hole, the 2 spot, the second batter. We call it the 2-hole, an excellent bunter. He took advantage of it and maybe can spark something going here. Even with 2 outs, as David said last night, Rob, this team can score with 2 outs.
Third in the order, the shortstop, Cole Posey's on base tonight one time. Childress will take off. Posey hits it over to third. Pfaff will throw to Schubert, and that'll do it. Childress, the speed, my goodness. He got over to second quickly, but Posey, unfortunately, not able to advance. And that will do it here for the bottom of the third inning as Pfaff threw that one over to third in this inning for Georgetown. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 3. Dennis, it's been a tough battle for Georgetown so far again tonight. They're trying.
Rob, it has been. The common theme right now for your Eagles is 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. All 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. The breakthrough comes when you can get that 1 run across the plate, just 1. When you can move him around to get him across the plate, you get that breakthrough, because if you'll think about it for a minute, Eagles with 1 run last night, 6 innings without scoring a run, 3 innings tonight. That's 9 innings. We haven't put anything on the board. Eagles aren't pressing, aren't going to press, but we need to get that 1 runner in that will break that string and get something going for your Eagles.
And we need to keep them from scoring again as hard as runs are coming for us.
Well, they shot themselves in the foot in the previous inning with the walk, Galen, the double, the double, the single, everything imaginable. Get 1 thrown out at the plate. All those things went against them. Eagles need to capitalize from there.
Right.
We need to capitalize, and we're not doing it yet. But we still have time, folks. There's 4 innings left in this ball game. We still have time.
I want to say a special thank you to my beautiful mother-in-law and my fantastically beautiful fiance, Bridget Brennan, and her wonderful mom, Nikki, listening tonight. Thank you for that message. Saying go Eagles. Again, if you've got a shout-out, text them 512-522-9105. Thank you, Bridget and Miss Nikki. Love you guys. Left fielder. Actually, we'll flip the script here. The designated hitter batting, Cameron Bennett, now for Santa Fe. The first one chopped foul as it goes behind him off the third base line. The early count here for Cameron Bennett, 0-1. He was 0 for 3 last night. He's 0 for 1 tonight. And the infield now almost completely saturated in shade with left and right, still some sunshine. 0-1 pitch to the outside to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Very consistent plate umpire tonight, which is all you ask for in a semifinal ball game. Very consistent with his zone.
1-1 delivery. Oh, he came back on that one and checks it over at first.
He actually didn't even need to check it. The plate umpire called it. He did. He went around.
It's kind of funny because he called it, but then he kind of looked over at first and still pointed at him.
Yep, too late. You called it.
1-2 is the count. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it.
Yep.
1 away here. The second strikeout now for Grant Wood. That's an all-important. You want to start your leadoff batter in any inning with an out. Grant Wood doing it there.
Really good job again by A.J. behind the plate. He fielded the ball. It never touched the ground. But just to be sure, he looked back at the plate umpire, got the out call from him. No need for the 2-3 put out at first.
7th in the order, and Landon Thompson the pitch and the swing and the miss. 0-1 the first pitch on the off speed from the right arm of Grant Wood.
I'd like to think that Grant's settling in right now. He can be pretty tough the rest of the way.
0-1, right hand. This one will chop over. Posey trying to make the grab. He runs into it, throws to first. That'll do it for the second out. Great field work by Posey. That's more of what we wanted to see last night. There just wasn't a lot of balls going that way.
No, there weren't. And a good economical inning right now, as roughly Galen could confirm it for me, but no more than 5 pitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitches for Grant Wood. A very economical inning so far.
8th in the order, the second baseman, number 15, Gregory Adams, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He's 0 for 2 last night. Right-handed batter.
Eagles will shift to the left of the bag. Zach Whittington at second, moving over more to his right.
Pitch on the way to the right-handed batter. This one will go foul off the third base line and near the Georgetown Eagle dugout. The count 0-1.
Tells me that Georgetown is trying to pitch these Indians inside with the solid defense we have on that left side.
0-1 pitch. This one hit foul into the concrete in front of us.
The old ball off the knob of the bat. Everybody in the ballpark thinks he got hit, but that ball's off the knob of the bat for a foul ball. Simple strike 2.
0-2 the count. Wood trying to retire and get his team back out. Pitch on the way. This one foul way over us, way over the roof of the press box here in this beautiful facility, Bomber Stadium. The count remains 0-2. The battle starts for Gregory Adams. Wood, left leg up, right hand fastball, swing and a miss, and he got him for the third out. 3 up, 3 down for Grant Wood, taking care of business here in the top of the 4th, striking out 2 of the 3 batsmen.
Bookend strikeouts for Grant Wood, settling in very nicely. No more than 10 or 11 pitches, Galen?
10.
10 pitches. That's kind of what I had here. Didn't know if I missed a foul ball for sure. But great job right there, Rob, as Grant Wood came out top of the 4th inning. Hold this game close, 10-pitch inning. Great job.
Well, we start things here in the bottom of the 4th. We're through 3.5. Georgetown back at bat. And to start things for the Eagles will be 4th in the order, Ty Tilson. So we're right in the heart of that order now, the 4, 5, and 6. Again, we want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors for helping to make this coverage possible here on SHN Sports. A special thank you to our good friend Brent Parker with Specialty Restoration of Texas. If you've suffered fire or flood damage or need renovation, Specialty Restoration of Texas can help out. Visit them online at specialtyrestorationoftexas.com. Also, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare for all your health needs. Jackie and Joel can take great care of you. Look them up on Facebook, Jackie and Joel Holcomb. We also want to thank Tiffany Palmer Realtor for all of your real estate needs. RealtyOneGroupProsper.com. Thank you, Tiffany. Also, Ida Edwards online at IdaEdwards.com, a legacy you can count on in real estate. Ida Edwards has worked in the Austin real estate market since 1975. If you've been there since then, you know real estate. Thank you, Ida Edwards. We also want to thank Jeff Brennan with Brennan Remodeling for all of your remodeling needs. Send me a message and I can put you in contact with Jeff Brennan. Jeff Brennan Remodeling, specializing in excellent construction processes. Again, check him out. You can message me and I'll get you more information. And he's also my father-in-law.
There you go.
And he just helped texture our new SHN Sports studio. Tilson at bat, pitch on the way. Tilson hard hit over to left. Going deep. This one may be caught, though, in front of the fence, and it is. A nice grab by Montemayor as he had to shift over to left center to make that grab right in front of that tall fence, Dennis, for the first out.
Again, a very nice play by Montemayor. He turned on the batted ball, turned and raced to the fence. An outstanding play, fundamentally sound play by an outfielder. As we said last night, Indians are fundamentally sound. Folks, your Eagles are fundamentally sound as well. They're in the process right now. I feel confident of getting something going.
First pitch to Wesley Dixon, now hitting for Georgetown. Too close to the inside. 1-0 count, Wesley Dixon. Well, again, Georgetown trails a 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Stevens on the mound for Santa Fe. Right-hand delivery, hard hit foul off the first base line and into those stands that extend all the way down to the 325 marker here at Bomber Field. The count at 1-1, even on 1 out.
Eagles with just 1 hit through this first 3 1/3 inning. Wesley Dixon looking to change the fortunes of your Georgetown Eagles right here.
1-1 pitch, right hand on the way. This one chopped up under, and Thompson at center doesn't even have to take a step, and he's got the 2-out grab there at center. 2 away, 1 up, 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up The right fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson, who struck out swinging back in the second for the second out.
I can assure you, Rob, nobody on this ball club is looking for that first extra base hit in this playoff series than Noah Thompson.
Pitch on the way to the left-handed batter. He'll place a bunt. It goes foul off the third base line. And Thompson will have to run back. Man, he was fast down there to get there, and that ball just went foul off the third base line. Good bunt place, though, by Thompson. The count 0-1.
Rob, again, this is an excellent bunting team. Play small ball all year long. Fath, the first time he's now moved even with the bag at third, as he was deep at third, and Noah was going to take advantage of it. Just foul. Just foul on the bunt.
Thompson in that left box, swung on hard, hit foul off the third base line. 0-2 count here on Georgetown's Noah Thompson. Just got a message from Melissa Miller Brown saying hello on Facebook. Appreciate you, Melissa. So wonderful to see your message. Thank you for joining us tonight. 0-2 pitch on the way. Thompson again, hard hit foul off the third base line. He'll start the battle here on an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, right-handed delivery. Thompson, hard hit. This one will sell over to right. McDonald trying to chase it down, and this one is right at the fence. Thompson at second and rounding his way to third. Thompson on his way, and Thompson a sliding triple to third base. A big hit for the Eagles, and Thompson gives it to him in 2-out territory.
Rob, just what the Eagles needed. As we commented before, nobody looking for that extra base hit. More than Noah to get himself started, and he put a charge into that. That ball was within about 5 feet of being out of here.
Thompson with the triple over at third, and you said it, Dennis, over there at right, and that's the one part you want to hit because the fence is lower over there at right field, and had an opportunity just about 5 feet too short, but we'll take the triple.
Grant Wood with an excellent opportunity, Rob, right here with a base hit to not only help himself but tie this thing up 1-1.
Pitch on the way to Wood. Low for a ball. 1-0 early count, Grant Wood. Grant is 0 for this afternoon. He did reach on a walk. A stolen base over to second, was left stranded back in the second. Eagle fans chanting "Let's go Eagles" here in Bomber Stadium tonight. 1-0 count, Wood. Stevens, right-handed delivery. Wood will pop this one up over to center. Thompson making the run on it. Actually, he'll hand it off to Adams, and Adams has the grab. Unfortunately for the Eagles, great defense for Santa Fe. And a little bit of life there for the Eagles. Will be shunned. But you can still carry that into the next inning, and hopefully we'll carry it there on the defense. Dennis, in this inning, no runs on that one triple by Noah Thompson. No errors, 1 left on base.
Rob, duplicate of the other 3 innings. Hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At some point in time with, if you will, 9 outs left, Georgetown has got to turn this thing around, and we will get back to the top of our lineup when we come back to bat, but Georgetown has got to string more than 1 hit together here.
Again, want to take a moment to thank some more of our wonderful sponsors for making these broadcasts possible here on SHN Sports. Bob Holt, the author of the novel Cowboy. My mom's read it. It is a great book. Bob actually sent me a copy. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I read part of it, handed it to my mom, and as soon as baseball season is over here in a few weeks, then I will definitely pick that back up. But Bob Holt, author, you can pick up his great book over at the Larkin Owl Bookstore in Georgetown, Texas, there on the square. We also want to thank our good friends from A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you, Mandy, for your generous support of Eagle postseason baseball. If you've got any mobile device, smartphone or tablet, broken screen and more, they can take care of you. Check them out. They're located over at Williams Drive. Also coming in today for the first time on sponsorship this season, my good friend Mr. Joe Kay with Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Automotive Repair. All of his technicians certified. They will take excellent care of you. Just check out their Google reviews. I don't need to speak about how great his service is, but I will because he's a good friend. He's got excellent service. That's Joe Bob over at Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Automotive Repair right next to Mel's Lone Star Lanes. We'll start things here in the top of the 5th inning, leading off 9th in the order, the pitcher, number 34, Dalton Stevens.
Rob, we're starting to see some activity in the Georgetown bullpen. Reese Grimes.
Pitch on the way to the outside, to curveball, and Wood wants that one back. He kind of did a little twist and shout move out there after that delivery, Dennis.
Well, Reed Grimes down in the bullpen, folks, with the outstanding job.
1-0 pitch. Again, too low to the outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Last week, as he virtually seemed like he pitched forever in that 4-3 victory. Brooks Hancock got the win, but the hole surely went to Reese Grimes last week.
2-0 pitch, again to the outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Wood definitely wanting those back. You can see the frustration on his face.
Yeah, Dalton Stevens not a guy we want to walk because as the pitcher, they'll send in a speedy courtesy runner.
3-0.
He lost him outside.
Lost him again outside, and Grant Wood kind of smiling, saying, man, what do I got to get on that one? He's shaking his head. And that'll take Stevens on a leadoff walk.
Absolutely not a bad pitch. 6. Ashton Lozano. Ashton Lozano courtesy running, Rob.
So Lozano is out there. Thank you. We saw him last night as the courtesy runner. It'll bring up top of the order Albert Garza, who's been on base both times tonight. He's 1 for 1. Singled in the first, came around and scored on the Schubert RBI, and then also reached on a walk, but was caught stealing back in the third for the second out.
Late in the ball game, Eagles putting that leadoff runner on via a walk. Have got to settle down and play some solid defense to keep this ball game at 1-0. Just a matter of time before they're going to bust out. We'll keep it at 1-0.
On the way here, got him in the zone for a strike. No outs. 0-1 count here in the top of the 5th. Georgetown trails 1-0. As Lozano's got a pretty good lead there off first. Wood will keep an eye on him. This pitch, placed bunt, and it goes foul off the first base. And, man, that one was close to being a debacle as Colin Jackson tried to make a play on it.
Yeah, ball popped up again off the bat of Garza. The way Garza's swinging the bat, I almost wouldn't mind if he got the bunt down. He'll be swinging away probably at 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Pitch on the way. Hard hit to right. This one is settling down and not able to make a play. Thompson was not in the area. This will come in to second, and runner is going to stay over third. Surprisingly, I am surprised that Lozano will stay at third. He had an opportunity to come home, but after what happened earlier, the coach there said, Coach Wolf said, stay at third because he knows how fast Georgetown can throw to home. Runners at 2 and 3.
Rob, you're absolutely right. With nobody out, no reason to chance that at all from Coach Wolf. Already tried it once in the previous inning or inning and a half ago and came up empty-handed. So right now with a 2-hitter up, Eagles are going to have to make a change here, I believe.
Yeah.
Adam Foster coming.
Coach Foster is making his way to the mound, so that should do it for Georgetown's Grant Wood. As we've got runners on 3 and 2. Lozano, the courtesy runner for Stevens, over at that hot corner at third. Garza after a stand-up double that got Lozano over there. And that'll do it for Georgetown. We'll see Reese Grimes come in now for the Georgetown Eagles as he gives a fist bump in between home and third to Grant Wood. Reese Grimes will get his warm-up pitches on the mound now for the Eagles. Georgetown's Reese Grimes. You talked about it earlier in that 14-inning debacle, I guess you could call it. The game that lasted forever. Reese Grimes felt like he pitched almost a complete game in that one.
Well, right now, Rob, it's simply at this stage of the game, at this stage of the season, at this stage of the playoffs, Georgetown has got to go with their best from here on out, even if it means bringing Brindley in, who would bring the starter tomorrow. Everybody's on deck right now. Everybody will see some warm-up time in that bullpen down there. Eagles can't afford to get down much deeper than 1-0.
Yeah, Rob and Dennis, as the lights come on here and Brian, as the sun has set, you can get that sense there that you can ill afford to let these 2 runners come in and score. And Braxton Pearson is now playing catch in the bullpen there for Georgetown.
Right. It is absolutely, David, without question. It is every reliever we have will be coming up throughout the next few innings as we've got to keep this ball game close, Rob. Grant Wood is going to stay in the ball game, much like last night, playing first base for the first time. He'll come in to play first as Colin Jackson will now move back into the dugout. So Grant Wood will be at first. Zach Whittington will stay at second. And, of course, Posey and Jeffrey David at short and third. Infield now intact. But I suspect the infield, yes, they are. The infield will pull in because Reese Grimes, definitely a ground ball pitcher. If they're going on contact, which I suspect would be the case with the courtesy runner over on third, Lozano, Eagles are going home with everything, every play right now.
Reese Grimes, 26 1/3 innings pitched this season, now in his 16th game.
He is a 1.329 ERA for Reese Grimes. It'll bring up second in the order. Grimes will face Nicholas McDonald first, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He reached on an error to first, then was stranded at third, then out on a sacrifice back in the third.
Rob, not many high school kids have seen the arm that Reese Grimes has.
He's got that sidearm delivery from the right arm. This one, though, too far out of the reach of McDonald. 1 ball, no strikes.
Has a really good opportunity to get that weak ground ball. So Eagle defense is on the carpet.
1-0 sidearm again to the outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Still like to think of it as grass, folks, but it's not. It's turf.
Reese has allowed 6 runs on 17 hits this season. 5 of those were earned. He's walked 8, struck out 17, sent 6 to the tattoo parlor on a hit by pitch. The 2-0, again, too far to the outside. 3 pitches. 3 quick balls here for Reese Grimes.
Reese trying to work that outside to get the ground ball and just pitch is sailing just a little bit off the plate.
Rob, it was at the beginning.
This situation totally different now, folks, as coming to the plate, Grant Pfaff. He'll hit from the left side. Reese's sidearm delivery will come into the plate and into his inside. So Eagles in a real jam here with the bases loaded. And the left-handed batter, Grant Pfaff, coming to the plate with nobody out here, folks. We're on the top of the 5th inning.
And Dennis, he started warming up at the beginning of this inning, so not a lot of warm-up time for Reese.
That would be pretty quick, but with the triple off the bat of Garza, Adam had no choice but to go to his first reliever out of the bullpen this afternoon. He had no choice at all.
Pitch on the way here. This one will chop over to first. Reese Grimes, they're going to throw to home. The runner's out as he was tagged there trying to get the first base, and they do get 1 out, though. The runner will not come in and score. That's a good opportunity there for the Eagles.
Real nice job by Grant Wood on a 3-2 putout back at the plate. Off of the bat of the left-hander, Rob. A nice job by Reese on that particular pitch. The Eagles can breathe a little bit here. Base is still loaded, but 1 down. And the dangerous Rome Schubert is at the plate.
Oh, 1. Here to Pfaff. Next delivery. This one will chop over. David throws to second. Out. Trying to get the double play. Georgetown's got it. And once again, Dennis, they preserve for the Eagles, not allowing those runs.
2 innings in this ball game as runners shoulda, coulda, and woulda scored for the Indians. Eagle double play has gotten him out of a jam. Great job by Reese Grimes to come in. Momentum again. Rob goes to your Georgetown Eagles. They come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, folks. Down 1-0, but what a job by Reese Grimes to come in and get 2 weak ground balls. But that's what Reese Grimes does. That's what Reese Grimes did. Again, the 5-4-3 double play. Jeffrey David to Zach Whittington over to Grant Wood. Galen will tell you a pitcher's best friend. The Eagles are out of a jam.
He's known as the first baseman.
Yes, Grant's. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grant went to first base. Yeah.
And then did they make another change or no? No. Thank you.
You know, Dennis, the mood is still very positive down here in the dugout and the bullpen. I think there's still a lot of confidence.
David, when you're a run away from tying a ball game up, your confidence level doesn't change. You know you're a timely hit. Putting 2 hits back-to-back, the Eagles have been able to do that. But as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, we're going to see our 8, 9, and 1 come up. So we're going to turn this lineup over. A golden opportunity for Georgetown to get this thing tied or take the lead right here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Okay.
Dennis, I'd also like to say it's really nice seeing Jackson Siosin back here in the dugout with his team.
Absolutely glad to have him on as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. Zach Whittington will step to the plate. Zach's first time up. Flied out to right field to end the 2nd inning. An 0-1 pitch is on the way. That stays upstairs for a ball. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike now on Zach Whittington, looking to find a way on base, folks. Eagles need a base runner and a couple of back-to-back hits, and we are in a tie ball game at best. There it is, base hit off of the bat of Zach Whittington, and your Eagles are on the move right now. Zach Whittington in the middle of the previous double play both times. The second baseman has now stepped to the plate and delivered for your Eagles with an outstanding base hit. Ground single it was to left field. A.J. Vasquez steps to the plate. I'll look for A.J. to possibly try to bunt Zach to second as he moves him up. That'll bring us to the top of the lineup for Jeffrey David and Wyatt Childress. But right now, A.J. Vasquez. Whittington with a reasonable lead over at first. The bunt's down, and it's a good one. A.J. retired at first on the sacrifice on the 1-3 putout, but a very nice job, as his job was to move Zach Whittington to second. He did just that. Now Eagles a base hit away from tying this thing up. In left field right now, Montemayor very, very deep. A base hit could score him. McDonald straightaway center, but very deep. Robbie, ready to come back?
Yeah, appreciate that, Dennis. Jeffrey David now at bat for the Georgetown Eagles. The pitch is on the way to the inside. It's a ball, 1-0 early count for Jeffrey David. Jeffrey David tonight 0 for 2. With that runner there, Dennis, over at second is Whittington. A big hit, as you called it moments ago. Thank you for carrying that. Had to step aside for a second.
There it is.
Another one over to right. This one may bring in the tying run for Georgetown. It is all the way over. Coming around and scoring for the Eagles is Whittington. Going around to third is Georgetown's Jeffrey David, and the Eagles have tied it up, baby.
Your two guys, Rob, off the double play on the previous inning, both with an opportunity, have produced. Your Eagles have tied this thing up with a single and a triple, and with one down, Wyatt Childress with a chance to give your Eagles a lead late in the ball game.
And looking at that Santa Fe dugout, the Georgetown dugout is excited right now.
Well, it was that one timely base hit. David, you and I talked about it before the ball game even started. This part of the lineup had to produce. Jeffrey David did just that.
1-1. We're tied here in the bottom of the fifth. Childress will take the first one for a strike, 0-1. You've got David. That is your lead run over at third. The momentum has shifted in favor of the Flying Eagles. 0-1 pitch. Childress will swing on that one. It was close inside. I don't think he really meant to, Dennis.
Yeah, in a tight ball game like this at 1-1, the Indians have their infield in. They will play at the plate. I suspect Jeffrey Davis going on contact and lets it hit back to the mound. So they're infield in, looking to play at the plate. Nice block at the plate right there by Beasley on a ball low and in the dirt.
1-2, one away. Runner on third is Georgetown's Jeffrey David with the RBI triple moments ago.
Eagles with a sac fly, a time of an error, anything right now off the bat of Wyatt Childress.
That one low on the turf there, Dennis, 2-2.
Could give the Eagles a lead. So there are all kinds of scenarios here, folks. A fly ball to the outfield that could score David from third late in the game. Wyatt's just simply trying to put it in play right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, one away. The pitch in this one in the dirt. As we call it, it's really the turf here, the brown carpet. 3-2, payoff coming up for Wyatt Childress.
I really like what Jeffrey David is doing, and y'all see him down on third base. He'll jump right there, right before the pitcher goes to pitch.
Outfield straight away for the Indians right now. Not
the 3-2. Childress has got it, and Georgetown will take the lead as that bad boy rolls on the third base line. Childress with a stand-up RBI double, and the Eagles take the 2-1 lead.
Exactly what Georgetown needed. What they needed, Rob, was the contact and the base hits out of the top of their lineup. That dugout, our fans going wild, quiet as can be on the Indian sidelines. But, folks, here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, your Eagles put 2 on the board to take a 2-1 lead.
That'll bring up Cole Posey, the shortstop for the Eagles. Eagle Nation is clapping, cheering loud as the momentum in favor of the Eagles. In scoring position is Wyatt Childress over at second. And, man, I got to tell you, this is a good run here for the Eagles. That pitch to the outside as Posey looked at it 1-0. I don't know about Nathan, but my hand is stinging right now from the high fives popping earlier, man.
Rob, just a matter of time for the Eagles to finally put multiple runs on the board.
1-0 pitch. This one popped up over to left. Will it drop? Montemayor trying to make the grab, and he has it. That will advance the runner, taking off over to third, diving in there in plenty of time. So you can call it a sacrifice. No sacrifice, actually. He didn't score on that one.
Yep.
Childress comes over to third.
Childress with an excellent job of base running, knowing Montemayor made the long catch earlier, assumed that catch was going to be made, tagged from second. Third is easier to score, of course, than second. Anything off the bat of Ty Tilson, if he reaches, your Eagles can tack another run on the board, as we are definitely trying to play add-on right now.
Ty Tilson for Georgetown, cleaning up. 0 for 2, he is due. Pitch on the way, it's low, 1-0.
Eagles with a single and a triple and a double. Timely base hits here in the fifth inning of taking that 2-1 lead.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. We are here in the bottom of the fifth. The pitch on the way. Oh, that was close, baby. But I got to say, Ty Tilson leaning in a little bit, that kind of throws your eyes off, maybe.
Yeah, we got a call strike there, and I actually thought it could have hit him in the elbow.
Wanted to point out, Jackson Seosin back with his team tonight. It is good to see him down there in the dugout. 1-1 pitch. This one is hit over to third as it rolls to Pfaff. Pfaff throws the dart over to first, and that'll do it. But Georgetown, though, picking up the much-needed runs and not only tying but taking a 2-run lead in this inning. Those 2 runs coming on 2 hits. There was no errors. The Eagles leave 1 on base, and that will do it for the bottom of the fifth. Galen, a great opportunity for the Eagles. They took advantage of it in this one.
Yeah, they did. And actually, they had 3 hits in that inning.
You're right. The triple, I missed it on the left side of my score sheet.
Yeah, they had
Thank
the single,
you for that, Galen.
the single, the double, and the triple. But the 2 runs on the board as the huge part. That's the difference, Rob, right there of one run left on base. You string 3 hits together, and you're going to score some runs. And that's what Georgetown's capable of doing, and they just came back to do it.
We need to get 3 outs real quick here from our man on the mound here.
Yeah, with Reese out there, to tell you the truth, Galen, couldn't be a better situation as we're about to see the last 5 hitters in their lineup. So Reese has just got to hold this lead as we head into the top of the 6th inning. But your Eagles battling, folks, battling here in this ball game, a must-win game. Never giving up, never letting anything go, playing hard with a 2-1 lead. Top of the 6th inning. Rob, take it on home.
That'll bring up Bryce Montemayor here to lead things off in this 6th inning for Santa Fe. Bryce Montemayor 0 for 2 this afternoon, the right-handed batter for Santa Fe.
Game flip now for the Indians, 6 outs away from a loss in game 2, so the Eagles trying to get 1 out at a time here.
Grimes on the mound and a little bit of time called here by Montemayor. First pitch on the way. This one will chop up. David will make the grab, and he can't hold on to it. And that will be an error, and the runner will reach. I would call that an error there, Dennis.
Well, I'm going to see how it's ruled, but they're ruling it an error.
Would have been a hard one.
It's a play that Jeffrey David can make, but they are ruling it an error. He slipped. This turf appears to be a little bit slippery. As he hit the turf, the little pellets went flying everywhere.
Montemayor will reach on the single. It'll bring up Cameron Bennett, and I beg your pardon, not on the single, on the error. Pick attempt over at first. That runner is safe as Grimes threw it over to Colin Jackson.
Really close play. Actually, remember Grant Wood now is over at first.
That's right.
You were away for a moment. Yeah. Grant came in after he left the mound. He went back to first.
Another throw to Grant Wood. Thank you for that, Dennis. Appreciate it, my friend.
You bet. You bet.
Pitch here is a ball.
Reese's job right here, folks, of course, without question, and it goes without saying, but for some reason, as announcers, we say it, he's got to hold this lead right here, 2-1.
Reese Grimes, again, another pick attempt. Oh, this one gets away, and luckily, Grant Wood able to get back on that one in time. That could have been devastating as it would have put that runner in scoring position there, Dennis.
Yes, very good job of Grant by at least getting his glove on the ball and knocking it down. We're only rolled about 8-10 feet away from him. So Montemayor had nowhere to go.
It'd be fun to see one of those Rouse Raider fakes right now.
1-0 pitch. Oh, look close. It's too high in the inside, 2-0. And this time I talked earlier about Georgetown leading. It looked like Bennett was leading in.
You know, you and I talked last week about occasionally you look at that pitch off of Reese as kind of a rise. Sometimes that pitch from a submarine just stays upstairs and won't come down.
2-0 pitch over to first, and somehow making a little leap over was Grant Wood, and the runner's going to stay over there at first.
Well, that was a fake, Rob, all the way.
Yeah. I was going to say Wood, he did a little hurdling action out there.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things, David, that you're kind of calling out down there.
Yeah.
Fake me out up here for a minute. I said, my goodness, Grant Wood just did an acrobatic move there at first.
That's called keep your eye on the ball.
2-0 pitch on the way. Pulled back that one in the zone for a strike. Good pitch by Reese Grimes. The count 2-1.
To be quite honest with you, Montemayor was confused, but not the coach at first base who kept him right there on the bag.
2-1 pitch, placing the bunt, goes foul off the third base line, even the count at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, no outs. Base runner on one. Good pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, by Reese Grimes. A strikeout swinging right in the zone, Dennis.
A big strikeout right there is the one thing that the Indians were trying to do was to advance Montemayor over to second. Came up empty, so it's going to take an extra bat to move him around.
Brings up the center fielder, number 7, Landon Thompson, who is 0 for 1. He did reach on a walk, though, and eventually stole over to third and left stranded. He was out on a 6-3 for the second out back in the fourth. Quick pick attempt by Grimes over to Wood. Base runner safe. His delivery on the way. Swung around here for the foul, 0-1. Came off him, dead ball, 0-1 count.
Yeah, it was chopped off of the foot of, or the toe, actually, as Landon Thompson is kind of leaning down to see if he still got any feeling in that toe. Simply chop foul at the plate for strike one.
0-1, too far to the outside.
Eagle outfield, Ty Tilson fairly deep in left. Wyatt shallow in center, and Noah fairly shallow in right field.
1-1, pick attempt. Oh, man, that one bounced right up into the glove of Grant Wood.
Sometimes you go to that well a few times too many. Any loose ball is going to put Montemayor on third. So right now the hitter is the concentration. We need to get Thompson. That's what happens right there.
That one got away from Wood. Wood will have to slide near the dugout. Luckily, that ball didn't roll into the Santa Fe dugout, because if it did, that would have been an automatic advance run.
The problem with that is that Montemayor is standing on second, Rob. He reached on an error. He advanced on an error. Again, fundamentally sound baseball is where you've got to be in the sixth inning. An error will be charged to Reese Grimes on the throw over.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One pitch. Oh, and that hit him on the left arm, and that'll be a hit by pitch. And you don't want this. This is where Santa Fe capitalizes, just as Georgetown has all season on errors. And Dusty Brindley will talk things over to settle Reese Grimes down after the hit by pitch.
What we'd like to have not had happen was whether we get to the top of their lineup or not. The top of their lineup is going to see the 7th inning. Would like to have gotten out of this 1-2-3. They're going to have a pinch hitter here. Rob Billy Parker, a senior, is going to pinch hit for Adams.
Mr. Parker joined us in the game last night.
He did.
Your attention, please. Now hitting for Santa Fe, number 17, Billy
Dennis and Rob, Braxton Pearson is again taking pitches down there in the bullpen, warming up. Braxton Pearson
in the bullpen for your Eagles right now. Eagles most likely will want to stay with Reese as long as they can.
This pitch on the way, swung around and missed here by Parker. 0-1 count. One away with runners on 1 and 2. The 0-1. Swung and a miss again. Good pitch there by Reese Grimes.
Again, I suspect Billy Parker has not seen a submariner, and way out in front, pulling his head out, can't hit that sweeper that's coming in from Reese Grimes.
The 0-2. Critical. Swing and a miss. Got him again for the second out. 2 strikeouts on 4 batsmen here by Reese Grimes, who came in the 5th. And Georgetown is 1 away from getting back to the offensive side of things.
So a great job right there by Reese to get the pinch hitter, Billy Parker, and to hold those runners at first and second.
It'll bring up the pitcher, number 34, Dalton Stevens. The pitch on the way to Stevens. Too far to the outside, 1-0 count.
Wyatt again shifting way left of the bag and out in center field. Ty Tilson fairly deep in left.
1 ball, no strikes, a delivery. This one chops foul off the third base line and into the concrete. The count even at 1-1.
If you look at the arms of Noah Thompson, Wyatt Childress, and Ty Tilson, you can think a few innings back to the put out at the plate. Good arms and good speed in the outfield. With 2 outs, Ron Wolf will probably be running on everything, but great arms in the outfield for Georgetown.
1-1, too high to the outside, 2 balls and 1 strike on that last delivery. Zane Haas's family from Deer Park sending in the message. Appreciate you, our good friends there in Deer Park, Texas. Thank you for the message. Saying, let's keep it going, Georgetown. 2 balls, 1 strike here to 9th in the order, Dalton Stevens. Stevens will hit this one over to Cole Posey. Little flip and dip, and that'll do it over to second for the 3rd and final out. Georgetown gave up a couple of errors. They surrendered a few errors in this inning to the leadoff, Bryce Montemayor. But Reese Grimes able to regain his composure and keeps Santa Fe and the Indians runless. Their only run, that lone number 1 tally on the board back in the 1st inning. We're through 5.5, bottom of the 6th coming up. Dennis, we'll keep it right here.
All right, another great job, Rob, by Reese Grimes. Reese Grimes, a ground ball pitcher. Eagles needing ground balls. He's come in and got 3 outstanding ground balls to get your Eagles out of trouble in both the 5th and the 6th inning. So your Eagles 3 outs away from putting one in the books. But right now they'd like to come into the bottom of the 6th inning, folks, and play what we call add-on. Add to that 2 with a run, with 2. Give Reese some breathing room to come back out in the 7th. But the bottom of the 6th, we'll see your Eagles send to the plate Wesley Dixon, Noah Thompson, and Grant Wood, the heart in the middle of their order, with a chance to score a little bit more and get some separation in this 2-1 ball game.
Wanted to take a quick moment again and thank some more of our wonderful sponsors for making our coverage possible. Ricky Poe with Georgetown Jewelry for all of your jewelry needs. Check them out in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center just off of Williams Drive in Georgetown, Texas. Ricky, a good friend of mine. I've been into his store numerous times. He gives back so much to this community, not only through our broadcast, but throughout so many other avenues in the Georgetown area. Ricky Poe, a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle playoff baseball here on SHN Sports. Check him out online for all your jewelry needs, georgetownjewelry.com. We're excited about this one here. Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, Nathan Height helping us as always on score. David England down there on the side. And a special shout out to Heather tonight. Nathan's lady here with us as well. So good to have you here tonight, Heather, always helping us out as well. Leading off for Georgetown, 5th in the order, the designated hitter, Wesley Dixon. Pitch is on the way. Got him for a strike. Good off speed there by Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens has pitched a nice ball game himself, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits.
Next delivery, too close to the inside. 1-1 even.
But so far in a nice ball game, the Indians have been able to solve Grant Wood and Reese Grimes with that lone run in the 1st inning. Empty since then for Eagles' 2-1 lead.
1-1, too close to the inside again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, we have got a special shout-out. I'll get to that one here in a minute, Dennis. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. The pitch on the way to Dixon, swing and a miss. Even the count at 2-2. Bob and Nancy Stein, Cole Posey's grandparents, all the way from Banff, Canada, joining us. So,
hello, Bob. How are you? Dennis Allman here. It's good to hear from you, Bob.
Send some of that cool weather our way. 2-2 to the inside for a ball, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up to Wesley Dixon. He'll try to get the lead off for the Eagles as they want some insurance, leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch on the way. Dixon a hit over to left, and that'll be a leadoff single for Georgetown's Wesley Dixon, and the Eagles coming alive here in the bottom of the 6th.
Nobody in the bullpen for the Indians, so it appears that their intentions are to go all the way with Dalton Stevens. Thinking after that base hit they might pop somebody out of the dugout and hustle down there, but right now.
And Dennis, our activity in our bullpen is just simply Reese just played catch. Just staying warm. He's got the sweatshirt on. He's staying fresh.
He needs to stay loose, no question about that. Now pinch running at first base for Wesley will be Landon Broad.
So Landon Broad out there pinch running. Good to see Landon out there. Last night Landon played center field for the Eagles. And Noah Thompson will talk things over with head coach Adam Foster about halfway down that third base line. Just outside of it, gets a pat on the back, and Noah Thompson heads over. Noah Thompson tonight for the Eagles. He had that huge triple that got things started for Georgetown.
Two schools of thought here, Rob. With the left-handed batter up, Beasley cannot see Landon Broad get a good jump. Outside chance that Landon may be going with no bunt down from Noah, but the other way is the bunt, and he will bunt.
Places the bunt, pops up in the air. Wow, what a grab by Stevens as he runs from the mound and dives on the first base line, Dennis, to make that grab. You got to put 5 golden stars on that play for Stevens.
Well, was just about to say and didn't get to it. Of course, the second idea is to bunt and move Landon into scoring position, but where we are in the lineup, the steal could have been the possibility, but Coach Foster chose to go the other way. The bunt is caught on it, and you say a nice play by Dalton Stevens.
That'll bring up for Georgetown the pitcher number 9, Grant Wood. He is 0 for 1, reached on a walk, stole to second. Runner will take off. It's Broad to second. Broad is safe. Stolen base, Landon Broad.
That's the opposite of the play before, not getting the bunt down. Adam chose the steal, which with Landon's speed, when he came into, that's why he came into pinch run with his speed. I felt like he had a good chance to steal a bag on Beasley, and he did.
1 ball, no strikes here to Grant Wood. The right-handed batter for the Eagles in scoring position is Broad after his stolen base. That pitch to the outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Wood getting some options here on his at-bat.
A lot of times here with the open base, they're going to pitch very carefully to Grant Wood, who has had a very hot bat throughout the playoff series. They then face 8 and 9 in the lineup. The 2-0 pitch.
On its way to the outside, 3-0. Great options now for Grant Wood.
They're going to make Wood chase his pitch. If not, they'll simply put him on. It won't hurt too bad. It'll put runners at first and second with 1 down.
3-0 on its way. That one in the zone for a strike on the off speed. 3-1 the count.
Grant taken all the way, Rob. The idea is to find a way on, find any way he can to get on first base. If he can advance Landon Broad from second to third or to the plate.
3 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second for the Eagles, leading 2-1. That pitch low on the wild pitch, trying to get over to third, and there in plenty of time and holding on to the bag on that breakaway base. It's Georgetown's Landon Broad over at third, and I might add a walk to Grant Wood.
The concept behind that, when Wesley got the base hit, Landon Broad with just a hair better speed and simply has stolen 2 bases to put himself in scoring position. Walk. Yeah.
So the walk and the wild pitch will advance Broad over to third.
Right now, Grant Wood staying in the ballgame, of course, folks, because he's playing first base now.
Runners on 1 is Wood. In that hot corner over at 3 is Landon Broad. It'll bring up the 8th in the order, the second baseman, number 11, Zach Whittington. Zach, 1 for 2. Places a bunt, rolls foul off the first base line. The early count 0-1 on 1 out for the Eagles.
Safety squeeze on the part of Zach Whittington. Landon reading that bunt, coming down the line, not coming down on what is called a suicide squeeze, but a safety squeeze. Once he sees the ball down, then he breaks for the plate.
0-1 the count. Whittington is 1 for 2. Singled and came around and scored the second run in the 5th. Pitch on the way, places the bunt, foul again off the first base line. The early count 0-2.
Trying to get that bunt down the first base line as Schubert is holding Grant at first and getting a late jump to the plate. A bunt fair would have scored Landon Broad from third with no problem at all. Eagles need to add a run to get some separation out of this one-run ball game.
0-2, 1 away. Ooh, weird little step off there as Stevens decided he was going to step off the base.
That might be one of the few,
bag.
Rob, that might be one of the few times that I've seen that wheel play actually work, and Stevens didn't throw because Grant was caught off of first.
Pitch on. Whittington will swing and miss. Taken off over to second. Georgetown will advance on the play. Chinnis over to Wood over to second. It is, though, a strikeout swinging for Zach Whittington for the second out. Georgetown's got to bring in these runners here, and it'll be up to A.J. Vasquez.
Nope.
You're going to have a pinch hitter.
It is pinch hitter.
Jack Markey again. Jack Markey again will pinch hit.
Saw Jack Markey come in last night for Landon Broad. Markey was 0 for 1, I believe, last night.
Yes.
We'll see if he can get some insurance papers started here for the Eagles, leading 2-1 in the bottom of this very critical 6th inning.
Eagles now with 2 runners in scoring position. Grant Wood at second and Landon Broad over at first.
Pitch on the way. Pops this one up way over our head. Foul, 0-1. A lot of our friends chiming in. Michael Francis saying fly, Eagle, fly. Shannon Williams cheering from Memphis, Tennessee. Bringing the music, baby. Aunt Shannon loves Ty and Eagles baseball. Thank you, Shannon, and your family. Julia Engelman, appreciate you. 0-1 pitch. Swing on here and miss, 0-2.
That last pitch just dropped really well, and he was just a little too far, too behind it, you know.
Stevens has got an outstanding breaking pitch. Both he and Schubert have shown that throughout the playoffs. This young man out there for the Indians has pitched an excellent ball game. Just happens to be on the short end of a 2-1 ball game.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Pitch on the way.
Boy.
Oh, that was a close one. Called a ball, 1-2.
Yes, sir. That was in the dirt.
Everybody in the ballpark except 4 umpires knew that he just balked.
Yep. They wanted to balk and didn't get the call, and we've been on the beneficiating end of that in the other games.
Yeah,
Dennis.
Adam was trying to get it, but clearly as he went to his sleeve and rubbed his sleeve, he flinched. Clearly a balk.
1-2 on the way. This one will pop up. Maybe foul catchable. It's going to be foul uncatchable off the first base line. Out of play. 1-2.
It's amazing sometimes when you're watching a ball game how everybody but the guys on the field that have the responsibility didn't see it that way. But clearly he dipped that shoulder when he rubbed his face with his sleeve. Adam knew it. I saw it, but not called, and it would have been a run for your Eagles.
All of our friends on YouTube right now, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date with the latest on SHN Sports. Click subscribe. 1-2 pitch to the outside. Ball gets away. The catcher, though, able to get behind it, and huge cheer for the Eagles and Jack Markey, and he knows it. Jack, of course, his brother Ty plays over at St. Edward's as a sophomore. 2 balls, 2 strikes. St. Edward's a NCAA Division II school in Austin, Texas. The 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And Stevens is stoked. What a pitch by Stevens. And that is a great inning of baseball for Santa Fe. Got to give it to him, Dennis.
Certainly a good job by Stevens, but right now Reese Grimes will come back out, Rob. One job, and that's to get 3 outs to bring us back here tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock. So Reese Grimes will be back out. No other changes in your Eagle infield or outfield. Reese Grimes looking to nail down the 2-1 victory if he can.
In this inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We're through 6. Critical 7th inning. I don't need to talk about it. It's a critical inning. Reese Grimes is up to the task, and we've seen him do it time and time again, and he'll have an opportunity here.
We have. So the folks know the Santa Fe Indians will send the top of their lineup up. Albert Garza, Nicholas McDonald, and Grant Pfaff with an opportunity to try to tie it. But right now, I like to call him Nails. Man, I tell you what he did last week and what he's done here in the last inning and two-thirds has just been outstanding. So Reese Grimes has but one task. That's to get Garza, McDonald, and Pfaff.
Well, the top of that lineup, you go through 9 batters. They're 4 for 8. Garza scoring. Out of those top of the lineups, that one lone mark there back in the first. And he'll start things here, and he will hit left as he switched up last night quite a bit.
Well, he switched up to one time to bunt, but he's purely a left-hander. I don't think he's that much a switch hitter, but right now he's the guy that Georgetown is focused on.
Well, Garza has got on base every at-bat tonight. He'll try to do it again here with Reese Grimes. Pitch on the way. Got him for the first strike, 0-1.
Nice pitch on the inside corner again. Tied up Garza. Garza crowds the plate. Tied him up.
No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Grimes pitch on the way. This one will chop. Stays fair. Grimes has it, throws over. That's an out to first base, Grant Wood. Great job by Grimes tracking that ball down as it rolled near the first base line, able to throw it over to Wood for the first out. And for the first time tonight, Garza won't reach.
Great play by Reese. As Reese got to the ball, Reese was able to see Garza right in front of him, knew he did not have to let the ball roll foul, field it, throw to Grant, 1 down. Eagles looking awfully good right now, folks.
Nicholas McDonald at bat, the pitch on the way to McDonald, swing and a miss. Good pitch by Grimes. Oh, baby, as Grimes trying to bring it here, doing a great job in the top of this 7th inning. Grimes takes a breath, the next pitch. This one too low, it looked good. Galen, you heard the official, well, Nikki, ooh.
Yeah, that looked pretty good from here, but low again.
The legend behind us, 1-1, 1 away. Next delivery, wide arm, got him for another strike. Swinging 1-2. Reese Grimes, the composure on the mound for the Eagles with the wind to his back. Takes a breath, 1-2, nice curveball, and he got him looking for the second out.
Woo! That might have been one of Reese's best curveballs that he's thrown in some time, as that froze McDonald at the plate.
Rob, I have to say, he has so much composure. In between innings, he was sitting by himself behind the dugout, away from all his teammates, just focused.
1 for 3, Grant Pfaff. Pitch on the way, low to the outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
That, David, is the mark of a reliever. Over by himself, thinking about the job and getting it done.
Santa Fe fans making noise. 1-0 count. Grimes again. This one hit hard, foul off the third base line. A lot of velocity behind the ball on that swing, but it was foul. 1-1 the count.
Cole Moore and Principal Vanacek almost had that.
1-1 pitch to the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Eagles trying not to get back to the 4-hitter, Rome Schubert, who swings a really solid bat, so Reese got to bear down here on Pfaff.
Grimes takes another breath. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Brings it to an even counted 2-2 on 2 outs.
Eagles came to do a job right now, folks, and at this point they have done that job.
Georgetown, Grimes, the pitch. This one over to Posey. Posey fields it, throws it over to first, and that'll do it. The Eagles are victorious here in game number 2. That will force a game 3 tomorrow at noon, right back here at Bomber. My goodness, the drama in this one. What a game by Georgetown, Dennis.
Absolutely. Pack your station wagon, get the wife and kids ready, folks. You got to be back here tomorrow at Bomber Stadium for game 3 between 2 outstanding ball clubs. But today the pitching on both sides was outstanding, but Grant Wood and Reese Grimes one up Dalton Stevens in a 2-1 victory for your Eagles. We're coming back tomorrow.
I think tonight we'll definitely talk to Reese Grimes, of course, and possibly Noah Thompson. Who do you think tonight, Dennis?
I would think Noah, definitely.
Or we could even talk to Whittington, who got
well, Jeffrey David with the double.
Yeah.
That set everything up.
The triple, yeah.
I mean, yeah, with the triple that scored the tying run.
Let's talk to David. We'll talk to David, and we'll talk to Noah. I mean, David and Reagan.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and head down there. Nathan will take the helms here of the audio And we will keep things rolling right here as I'll head down and make those interviews here in just a few moments. But stay with us, friends. Dennis, you and Galen can take it away, partner.
All right. Thank you very much, Galen. Just a couple of quick words before Rob gets down and gets a chance to talk to some of our heroes of the game. But Eagles came here, had a job to do. They did the job.
They did. There's no question about that, and they played clutch baseball.
Well, I tell you what, I think in this particular series, we have really seen some outstanding pitching. And Rome Schubert and Dalton Stevens, two outstanding arms for the Indians. But tonight it was Grant Wood and it was Reese Grimes that shut the door on the Indians, giving up only the 1 run in the first inning and shut them down the rest of the way.
And it makes you wonder what they have in the tank for tomorrow night.
Well, I don't have a real understanding of that either, but it's they still got 2 more right-handers. The kid that relieved last night could possibly be the starter. Jeremy Shepard, I believe is his name, could possibly be the starter. They've got 2 other big right-handers that might throw. But right now, momentum has shifted totally back to your Eagles. We needed this one.
Right.
I mean, not just because it kept us alive. Right. We needed this one just for the momentum. We needed this one just
and
for
we
the
actually, late in the game, we actually put pretty good aluminum on the ball.
Yes.
And which is something we hadn't been doing for several games.
It came back from the top of the lineup. When the top of the lineup gets hot for this Eagle bunch, they're hard to beat. They are very difficult to beat. So, yeah, what we needed out of tonight, we got from Georgetown. And, man, a tight 2-1 ball game. But I'm telling you right now, an outstanding 2-1 ball game. Folks, if you can get here tomorrow afternoon, 12 o'clock, here at Bomber Stadium in Bryan, Texas, you need to be here. These kids need you. Great crowd here tonight. This crowd behind these Eagles all the way. Losing a ball game last night, you can come out and go 2 ways. You can pack it up and go home, or you can play like they played tonight. What they did tonight, they're not ready to go home.
Well, Georgetown definitely was, because when we were talking to Coach before the game, he said they packed their clothes and they came to stay tonight.
That's right. That's right. And, I mean, everything's positive about the whole thing. They have no intention of going home tonight at all and prevailed in the 2-1 victory. We're about to go down to Rob Hipp down.
Well, down here on the field, do you guys have me loud and clear up in the booth? We do. I'm down here, Rob Hipp, with our SHN co-players of the game. Man, we could pick from any of you guys tonight, but we'll start with Jeffrey David. David, you had that huge triple coming up in the end of this game. Well, I'll say in the end, but there in the 5th inning, you know, you're getting down to final out territory. Your team trailing 1-0 throughout this game until the 5th inning, but then coming up with that huge triple that brought in. Talk about this game and the – man, just a crazy dramatic game again here versus a very tough Santa Fe squad.
Yeah, you know, they're a solid team. They can pitch, and our offense hasn't been where it usually is, so we're just having to battle at bats, grind out at bats, and, you know, saw a fastball away, took it the other way, and got it all. So, Jeffrey,
talk about the mindset last night. You guys hadn't lost since March the 2nd. You know, you play every game like it's 0-0. You see just a really competitive style out of Santa Fe. What was the mindset like last night, and what were you thinking this morning coming in, knowing you guys got here early too?
Yeah, I mean, we all know last night wasn't our best performance at all. They played better than us that night, so we just flush it and got to go out and play Eagle baseball the next day.
Awesome. Well, again, taking care of business here. You'll play tomorrow at noon. What do you say now that you've got to face this team one more time to get to that regional final?
We're ready.
Awesome. That's 2 words. We're ready. Put that on a T-shirt with a hashtag. We're ready, and we'll secure it here. Eagle Nation, make sure to credit Jeffrey David. David, who you want to send a shout-out to? A little love tonight here from Bomber Stadium.
Yeah, I want to shout out the Drags, shout out my mom, shout out Keisha right there, shout out our whole team, and, yeah, shout out Cameron.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Jeffrey. Great game, young man, as always. We'll now talk to our co-player of the game who came in for relief tonight, Mr. Reese Grimes. Reese, man, you pitched 14 innings in a previous playoff inning in that game. You come out here tonight, you pitch another stellar game. Talk about this one, man.
You know, it was a lot of team ball. You know, it came down to 1 inning, and we got our 2 runs, and then I came out, and I was excited to shove it and, you know, just try and pick up Grant as we were in that 1st inning.
You continue to gain experience throughout your career here at Georgetown. What has this team meant to you through all the years that you've been a Georgetown Eagle?
Something special. I mean, we've all been playing together for 8, 10 years, something like that. So to get where we are right now, we don't want to fish it here. So that's what I think you saw the motivation in this game. We're not, with our backups against the wall, we're not going to give up.
Grant Wood starting out good for you guys. You come in for relief. How important is that relief role? You've done it for so long. It's so powerful. talk about just what goes through your mind in that relief position and the pressure, because there is pressure, but you handle it very well, Reese.
I just focus on attacking the zone and going at every batter. And then I know my defense is going to back me up every game, and they always do. So it's easy to pitch when you got a defense like ours.
Awesome, man. We're looking forward to the game tomorrow at noon. Who do you want to send a shout-out to? A little love here tonight from Bryan, Texas, my friend.
Shout out my whole family. Shout out Kylie and shout out God.
Awesome, Reese. Always appreciate you. Another well-spoken young man here for the Georgetown Eagles as Georgetown takes care of business here in game number 2, forcing that all-critical game number 3 here for Georgetown. And the coin flip actually happening, so we may even be able to get to know, Dennis, what's going to happen tomorrow as far as who's the designated home team. That was so critical today for Georgetown to be that designated home team. Dennis, I'll send it back to you just for a few moments while we're waiting on Coach Foster.
All right, Rob, thank you very much, and that was critical. Galen, we talked about it in the pregame that not only did Georgetown get back to Bomber Stadium, feels like a home field for us. We were a home team, able to score those 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to take this thing 2-1. And when you score 2 runs late in the ball game in a close ball game, your chances of winning go miles high.
I was just wondering, there seems to be a little contention out there on discussions.
I'm not sure whether there would be contention from a well-played ball game on both sides. 2 very, very good ball clubs. I mean, when you get to the region semifinals, you expect to see good ball clubs, but sometimes you don't always get those teams into that region semis.
Right.
We got 2 winners of District 22 5A and District 18 5A, and without question 2 outstanding ball clubs. 6-1 win last night for the Indians. A little bit obscure, a little bit off the mark for Georgetown. We're not accustomed to that, but they came back out tonight, backs against the wall, came away with a 2-1 victory.
They're flipping the coin right there.
A lot of flips going on out there. I think we have several do-overs, but we're waiting right now, folks, to see if we find out whether tomorrow, and we will be right back here at Bomber Stadium. Just a beautiful ballpark to again add that, but we'll find out here in just a moment as Coach Foster comes across to Rob, whether or not we will be visitors or home team tomorrow. The beauty would be to be home team and be back in this ballpark, which we feel like is a home park. We have never lost in this ballpark in the playoffs this year. Still a little bit of discussion going on out in the infield right in front of home plate. So waiting to get a clarification on who will be the home team, and then Rob will take it back to talk with Adam Foster. But as you talk with our head coaching staff, or our coaching staff, as we came into the ballpark, they felt like it'd be a tight ball game, but felt confident that they'd pull this game off, and we did too. We're going to go back to Rob right now as he's going to have a chance to talk to Adam.
Rob Hipp back down here. Do you guys have me in the booth? Good. Got thumbs up down here with head coach Adam Foster, who was just meeting with Coach Ronnie Wolf of the Santa Fe Indians. Coach, before we get to that, though, great game tonight. Man, the drama continues. This is one of the toughest series that we've seen here on SHN that we have covered. Santa Fe, a tough team. They score that first run. They look like they're going to pick up where they left off. We knew Georgetown wasn't going to come in here without a fight. Tonight they showed it. They picked up those 2 critical runs in the 5th. And really, Coach, too, before we get started, Wyatt Childress threw an awesome play there from center to hold that 1 run. We could still be playing right now.
Yeah, that was a game, certainly a game changer. And then Reese coming in with the bases juiced to no outs and getting out of it was freaking massive. It's a game changer. That's the difference in the game. Grant didn't have his best stuff, and he competed, kept us in the ball game. He pitched out of a couple jams. They had a good plan to get us out at the plate, and we kept popping us up. But, man, we put it together in 1 inning and made it happen.
Coach, that's what matters at the end, that 2-1 victory. As your kids come out here, they play hard. Going back to last night, 6-1, it was a rare thing for Georgetown to get that loss. A little bit of a dagger, but they came in tonight. What was the mindset after that game? What did you tell the kids to get them prepared? We saw you here pretty early today.
Yeah, I told them yesterday. I was like, guys, we're not going to freak out. It's okay. You guys have played 41 baseball games, and you haven't played poorly in any of those 41. And you had a bad game. And the guy on the mound was better than us offensively that night, and it's okay. We just got to go win one.
We talked about it, Coach. You always want to get game one. You didn't, but you came back. You got game two. If you're going to have a bad game, go ahead and get it not on game three, but on one or two.
Yeah, get it out of the way in the first one and come back and win two. So today I told them today was a redemption day. We redeemed ourselves, and tomorrow's a statement day.
Coach, tomorrow you play at noon, I assume. Go back tonight, then come back early, or are you guys staying here in the area tonight?
We will be staying in a hotel this evening. We got to be back up here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Awesome. Well, Coach, again, great victory for Georgetown tonight. You talked about Reese. Grant Wood coming in. He played well through, and then Reese, his relief role is so critical to this Georgetown team.
Dude, he's nails. He's flat-out nails, man. He's bailed us out in the last two series, and I expect he's going to have to be on the mound tomorrow and do the same thing.
Coach, finally, we talk about Jeffrey David over at third. It was a little bit of questions there as he was trying to recover and get better. He did, and great to see him out on the field. His play has been phenomenal as well, alongside all these other players out here.
And the left side of our defense had a couple hiccups last night, but for 41 games, they've been rock solid wall over there. So I'm proud of everybody. It just goes to show kind of the grit that these guys have. And the things that we do in the offseason and the teams that we play, that we're not going to freak out, we're not going to panic, and we're ready to go.
Coach, final question actually here. Now at first base, we saw Grant Wood, Colin Jackson. Great to see Jackson Seosin back out here recovering now from surgery that he just had. Man, that having him in that dugout is really lifting up the team spirit as well.
Yeah, man, he's a presence for sure. He's a leader, and we sure miss him on the field. We would love to have him back, but he's going to contribute from the dugout.
Awesome, Coach, as we do here in the playoffs. Who you want to send a shout-out to, Coach?
Oh, well, I know the whole family's at home watching, the girls and Christy, so I love you guys and grandmas and grandpas and Mimi. And Dennis Allman up in the old press box. How you like those unis, Dennis?
Man, I love those uniforms. They are absolutely
Coach, yeah. Hey, I did want to mention that. The jerseys tonight, we talked about it in the pregame. Those were beautiful, man. 1917. What came of that? That is awesome.
So we had a mom that was digging through some yearbooks and found the first year of Georgetown baseball, and they had a picture in there of about 9 guys sitting in front of the courthouse in their uni, and just wanted to recreate that uni and keep the tradition of our program alive.
Awesome. Well, Coach, doing a great job. We appreciate these kids, love all you guys and what y'all do. Thank you for your accessibility, Coach. Once again, head coach Adam Foster here with the Georgetown Eagles, victorious as they force a game number 3 here in.
Rob, if you can you find out if we'll be home or visitors tomorrow? Can you find out if we'll be home or
visitors? I can't hear.
I
don't have anything in my ear down there, Dennis.
All right, no problem. No problem at all. We were just trying to find out what to flip out at the mound. So Rob unable to hear us. We were simply trying to find out whether we'd be home team or visitors tomorrow. Wish we could pass that on to you folks, but regardless, we're going to be right back here at this ballpark right here, Bomber Stadium, 12 o'clock tomorrow, Game 3. Winner advances to the region finals. They will face Magnolia West, who has already advanced to the region finals. Eagles looking to be that team that advances. We feel pretty confident that Jack Brindley will be on the hill tomorrow for your Eagles. One of our outstanding starters throughout district play. Our feeling is right now your Eagles have the upper hand. They have the momentum, Galen, with the 2-1 victory. I like where we stand going home, and I like the fact that kids are staying here tonight, and they'll get out early in the morning, have a good night's rest to get out here early in the morning.
I'm wondering if
Hey, Dennis, sorry about that. I was trying to pick up. We got so carried away talking to Coach Foster. You were asking who is the home or the away team. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
The coin flip was won by Santa Fe, so they will be the home team tomorrow. Sorry about that.
All right, no problem.
I'll send it back up to you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we did get that clarification. Eagles have won both sides of this on both sides of this ballpark. So whether you're visitors, whether you're home team, we can win both sides. I think the key tonight, though, Galen, I really do, was getting back home here to a park we're comfortable with and being the home team.
Right.
So right now, all things even, you're going to be a visitor or home one time. The other was going to be at 2 times. So as it plays out, we'll get to hit first tomorrow night. Maybe we can jump on them early.
That would be a great thing to do.
That's the way I look at that. We're waiting on Rob to get back up here, and then we'll wrap things up here from Bomber Stadium. But, oh, my, folks, I hope you can get here tomorrow. I do. I hope you can pack up the van, pack up whatever it takes, and come on down. These kids deserve it. This is such a beautiful ballpark as we came in today. Seeing all these signs up around the ballpark even changed the ballpark up a little bit more. Just a beautiful place to play, a place that your Eagles, I believe, without counting right quick, are 6-0 in the playoffs here. A place that they feel confident coming back almost like Eagle Field, coming back in to play. So they will spend the night here in Bryan tonight. That's a good thing. Get a good night's rest. Be back out here. Coach Foster said they'll be back out at 9 in the morning, ready to take on the Santa Fe Indians at noon tomorrow right here at Bomber Stadium. Rob just about back into the press box, and we'll allow him to wrap things up. But Galen, again, good to work with you and David and Rob tonight.
Good to be here.
And to bring an Eagle victory. A lot of people are bringing it home, but your Eagles will keep it right here in Bryan. So, Rob, we'll go back to you and give you the opportunity. We'll go back to Rob and give you the opportunity to wrap things up. But here at Bomber Stadium, our home away from home, your Eagles got the job done tonight.
Georgetown taking care of – and sorry, I didn't have an earpiece in my ear.
No, that's no problem.
I got so wound up in those questions I forgot. But, yeah, of course, Georgetown will be the designated visiting team tomorrow. How critical was it today, though, to be that home team, to come in here to get that victory? And as I was talking to our good friend from the Statesman earlier, man, that big play from Childress throwing over to home and getting that runner out, we could still be playing baseball right now.
Yeah, there were 2 double play turns in that ball game as well that if you go back and star both those innings that shut down rallies, and the job that Reese Grimes did when he came in and shut down the with nobody out and bases loaded, and got the ground ball to Grant Wood to force it to plate, and then the 5-4-3 double play ball to get out of the inning. Really broke the backs, I think, of the Indians, and your Eagles able to prevail in this 2-1 ball game.
We're happy that we'll be back here tomorrow at noon. Galen, final thoughts?
It's just a great victory for the Eagles. You know, they could have, you know, there were questions last night of how would they rebound, really.
Well, I think we all felt, Galen, and you've watched this Eagle Ball Club play. We both watched Eagle baseball for a long time. And the phrase Eagle fight never dies, Eagle fight never died tonight. Eagle fight stayed alive. It needed one extra run, and it got the extra run. And it pulled out the 2-1 victory. So right now I feel very, very good about the Eagles coming in tomorrow. Visitors, home, whatever the case may be, we got Game 3.
Right.
Well, Magnolia West is patiently waiting the winner of this series as they took care of business versus Nederland. They won Game 1, 2-1, and then just yesterday 4-2. So we will play, or Santa Fe. We don't want to jump ahead of ourselves. The winner of this series will play Magnolia West. Again, a big thank you to all of the Santa Fe fans. As we say so many times, we love you, we love your community, we love your kids, and we sincerely appreciate all the hospitality and the good folks there in Santa Fe, Texas. We always are praying for you and wish the best. But tonight it was the victors, the Eagles of Georgetown, Texas, taking care of business here in the 5A regional semifinal. We'll have the final Game 3 elimination game tomorrow right back here on SHN Sports. We'll go live at 11:45 a.m. First pitch at noon. Make sure to join us. Friends, again, as I remind you every time here on SHN Sports, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. Once again, your final happy score, Georgetown 2, Santa Fe 1, Game 3 tomorrow. We'll see you then. Good night and God bless from Bryan, Texas. 2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.